How's everybody doing? Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, Happy Chanukah too, Meli Kalikimaka, Feliz Navidad, Happy Kwanzaa, Festivus for the rest of us too. How's everybody doing? Everybody good? Everybody all right? All right, good. Pitt and East Carolina underway over here. A scoreless first quarter, but we have a field goal here to start the second quarter. 3-0, East Carolina up over Pitt. My bet in that game, under 52 points. So far, so good. So far, so good. But nobody cares about my bet. They only care about the comment section bet. The poll question this morning was... first half, Clemson minus 1.5 or Penn State plus 1.5. It's close. It's close. But 54% of you, now 53% of you, now 54% again, say Clemson minus 1.5. So we're going to shut the poll down. I'm going to go to my degenerate bookie site. I'm going to pull up Clemson Penn State first half. There it is. And we are going to take, it's down to half a point. So it's Clemson minus half a point in the first half. Why don't we just take the money line? That way, all Clemson's got to do is win the first half. And if they tie, we'll get a push. So, I don't know, hedge our bet a little. We'll hedge our bet a little. How about that? Hedge your bet a little. How about that? Confirm bet. Clemson to win the first half. Bang. Bang. We're in there. We're in there. How's the Pay-Lou movement going this week, you ask? Well, we're up $30. I haven't done much with the Pay-Lou movement this week, to be honest. I did... bet on a couple of NFL games on Christmas, and I lost. But yesterday, I went 3-0 on the bowl games. So, up $30 for the week. We'll see if we can add to it today. How's everybody doing? Y'all ready to watch some football? Clemson and Penn State getting ready to kick off at noon. I've got East Carolina and Pitt on over here. 3-0 East Carolina with a lead about halfway through the second quarter. That game came on at 11 a.m., so it'll be well ahead of the Clemson-Penn State game. Getting ready to start in a few minutes, Clemson and Penn State. The Disappointment Bowl. Clemson and Penn State both ranked in the top 5 in most preseason polls and rankings. Both finished unranked and had absolutely disastrous seasons. So bad, in fact, for Penn State that a grown man lost his job. That's right, James Franklin was fired way back in the beginning of October. Seems like 100 years ago he was fired. A long time ago. They have replaced him with Matt Campbell, but of course that Matt Campbell won't take over until after today. Matt Campbell will not be coaching for Penn State today, obviously. He'll take over after today. Let's see, what else is going on? Coming up at 3:30, we've got Georgia Tech and BYU. I will be streaming that game, but that's the Patreon stream today. Put the poll up a couple of days ago. Said, hey, Patreon people, what game y'all want to watch on Friday? Is today Friday? What is today? Today's Saturday? Today's Saturday. I don't know. Yeah, Christmas time, man. I don't know what fucking day it is. It's Christmas time, get you all messed up. Anyway, today's Saturday. So we'll watch Clemson and Penn State here. When that game ends, we'll shut the stream down. We'll head over to Patreon, and we will watch Georgia Tech BYU, which I think will be a much better game, actually, than this one getting ready to come on now. So that's the streaming plan for today. That is the streaming plan for today. Yeah, has to be. Absolutely has to be. Let's fix the scroll on the bottom of the screen. Let's see. Merry Christmas. Cover all the bases here. Happy New Year. Happy Holidays. That covers everybody else. Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Festivus, whatever else you celebrate there. Good, good, good. It's real good. All right, let's turn that back on like that right there. There you go. There you go. Don't forget. Very important. Don't want to have to put you in the corner. Don't want to have to ground you or put you on restriction or whatever else. So let's keep this in mind today, all day today. Okay? Now, how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Signetti. Got our Signetti. Time to beat Ohio State and win natties, says Michigan man. Yeah, they hired Whittingham, which I think is about the best possible hire they could have made. The reality is no big name coach wanted the job as far as like names on the top of everybody's list. Nobody's taking that Michigan game. They're in a mess of a situation right now. Given the circumstances, I think Whittingham is a home run hire for them. Who do you think will have a better coaching tenure at their new school between Campbell and Whittingham? Whittingham. Why are some of these bowl games at baseball stadiums? Because people up north don't give a fuck about college football. They think so little of college football up north. That's why they don't take it seriously. They think so little of it that they play it in baseball stadiums. You remember when you used to play recreation ball and the county couldn't afford 2 separate sets of fields, so they'd build a baseball field, and then during football season, you just play your games in the outfield? That's the only people that play football in baseball stadiums down here are 8-year-olds whose county can't afford separate football and baseball fields. Why in the fuck Northern Bowl games were playing a baseball stadium is beyond me. It's absolutely retarded. Absolutely retarded. Yes, a home run. Given their circumstances, it's the best they could have done. They weren't going to get any big name guy to come there. Wasn't going to happen. So given the circumstances they were in, Whittingham is the best they could have done. Only reason they got Kyle is to get that program back in order, then he's out of there. Exactly. He's a bridge hire. 2 or 3 years, clean out the entire athletic department, get rid of all the cancer from the Jim Harbaugh and Sharon Moore days, from the head coach all the way down to the equipment managers. Get rid of them all. You bring in a guy in Kyle Whittingham who has an extremely high floor. Now, he's not winning a natty there, or anywhere for that matter, but he's not going 4-8 either. It's a very, very, very low-risk hire. What's up, Lou? Hope you had a great Christmas. I did. You too, Brandon. Hope all y'all enjoyed the Christmas holiday. Hope y'all had a great time. I'm going to slap the shit out of the first Bulldog fan I see just for the fun of it. No, you're not. No, you're not. If you saw me, all you would do is ask for a picture and an autograph and be on your way. That's all the fuck you would do. I'll type about it. Whatever idiot said that clearly don't know bowl games. Said what? Sounds like something a 12-year-old would say. Happy holidays. Yeah, you too, Eddie. Just got some new Adidas. What'd you get? Some Sambas? What? Some Stan? I have some Stan Smiths. The only pair of Adidas I have is a pair of white on white Stan Smiths. My daughter got a pair of Adidas for Christmas, though. I like the Sambas, too. The only Adidas I would wear would be the Stan Smiths that I have, the all whites, and I like the Sambas, too. Lou, do you plan on doing a mukbang stream? I'm up for anything in the off season, buddy. I'm desperate for content in the off season. So hit me up in the middle of May with the mukbang speech, and I might do it. Yeah. You watching ECU and Pitt? Yeah, I've been watching it since it came on. I bet the under. So we had a scoreless first quarter. That was great for me. 3-0 now. It's on over here. ECU with a 3-0 lead. They've got the ball 3rd and 24 at midfield. Give up play, handoff up the middle is going to gain about 7. Going to be 4th in oblivion for ECU. Still waiting on Penn State, Clemson to start here. I want to see him slap the white tee guy. I don't know who that is. I hope you had a great Christmas and a great New Year's week. Love your content. Go dog. Hey, thank you, Steve. Yeah, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, you and your family. Hopefully, it gets capped off with a Georgia win in prime time on New Year's Day. That would be ideal. Should I bet the over or under on this Clemson game? I have completely and totally recalculated my thinking on over-unders in the bowl games. I've been taking the under and hitting in every one. So if I were to bet the over-under on the Clemson-Penn State game, it would be the under. But I didn't bet that. The only bet I have on the Clemson-Penn State game is the comment section bet. We did a poll. The comment section likes Clemson to win the first half. So we've got Clemson to win the first half. But if I was going to do over-under, I'm betting under in every bowl game. I'm not betting any overs. I usually bet the over, but go back and look at the scores of the majority of these bowl games. They've been abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. Yep. Michigan Man, thank you for the super chat earlier. Canes Man, thank you for the super chat. He says, getting revenge for 0-2 on our way to Natty. OSU has no chance. Miami better at every position, even wide receiver. Refs can't bail you out now, OSU Man. There's a lot of fake news in that comment. Miami is nowhere near better at every position than Ohio State is. That's fake news. It's a massive talent advantage for Ohio State. That doesn't mean Miami can't win the game, but Miami is not better at every position. I mean, that's fake in so many ways it can't be counted. Christian Fields, thank you for the super chat. Can we ban Notre Dame from Power 5 in season scheduling? Yeah, see right down here. Stop scheduling Notre Dame in Jesus' name, amen. Everybody needs to stop scheduling Notre Dame. But you got dummies like Clemson that have come out here and scheduled a Notre Dame 9 years in a row. So, all right, here's the kickoff. Clemson will get the ball first. Fair catch called. 1st and 10, Clemson on the 25. Clemson wins today. I have no clue what's going to happen in this game. This is two terrible teams. One of them doesn't have a coaching staff. You got opt-outs on both sides. I would lean Clemson. If I was going to make a pick in this game, I would lean Clemson to win because they at least have a coaching staff. The bet that we have on the game is Clemson to win the first half, but that's a poll. You know, that's the comment section bet for today's stream. Shotgun on 1st down, handoff to Adam Randall right up the middle for a gain of a yard. That's it. 2nd and 9 now coming up for the Taters. Beamer hired Penn State running back coach and D-line coach. Clemson versus Penn State in the postseason, just like we all predicted. Yeah, we thought it would be a playoff game, though. Not an unwatchable, meaningless game played in a baseball field for no reason. But here we are. 2nd and 9. Cade Klubnik in a shotgun all by himself. Wide receiver spread all over the field. Back to throw. Looks left. Throws left. Caught. Tackled right away, short of the 1st down at the 32. Got to be 3rd and 3 coming up now for Clemson. First possession of the game. College football playoff. The playoffs aren't even on today. These damn bots are really falling off. The bots are talking about the college football playoff is on today. No, it's not, dummy. The bots are 5-star dummies today. Dang. Notre Dame talking mad shit about USC being scared, but we're silent when Notre Dame canceled the Michigan series. Yeah, and they literally just canceled a BYU game that was supposed to be played this week. So, no room for the Notre Dame man to talk about somebody being scared. Trolls aren't awake yet. Yeah, they'll be in here around 2, probably. Be my guess there. Clemson on 3rd down. Pass was incomplete. Guy was wide open in the flat, and he just dropped it. So 4th and 3, Clemson will have to punt it away after that drop pass. People wonder why Notre Dame declined their bowl game, but Notre Dame gets heat for doing what other teams have done in the past. Those teams got heat too, bud. Notre Dame canceled their bowl game because they're mad they didn't make the playoffs. No one's done that before. Notre Dame's the first one to do it. We're mad we didn't make... Uh-oh, fake punt from Clemson. And it's one of the worst you'll ever see. The guy that he was throwing the ball to didn't even know it was a pass. He thought it was a punt. He moved out of the way. Yeah, Notre Dame just giant babies. Didn't get their way, so take my ball and go home. Ate a Pop-Tart today, gambling like a degenerate. That's the only way to do it. That's the only way to do it. Thank you, Rudy. OSU, man. These damn Miami fans won't stop talking about 2002. It was 23 years ago. Let it go. Get some therapy, Miami fans. Yeah, plus they've played twice since then. It's not like that's the last time they played. I mean, I get it that it was a brutal loss. You know, you lose at the end of the national championship game, but they've played twice since then. So I really don't understand still talking about that like they do. Don't look now, but Penn State has put numbers or something on their helmet. Yes. Is this new? Penn State never did that before, did they? Penn State has numbers on the side of their helmet. I don't recall ever seeing that before. Thank you, Rudy and OSU man, for the super chats. Penn State now has their numbers on the side of their helmet. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Back to throw. Complete behind the line of scrimmage. And tackled. Looks like a yard short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for Penn State, but they got a player down and injured, so timeout while they check him out. Penn State had numbers on their helmets against SMU last year. Throwbacks, they've done it 60 years ago. First time I can recall. Hope you had a great Christmas, Lou. Happy New Year. Hey, thank you, Chandler, for the super chat. I had a great Christmas, man. I hope you did too. You and your family. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas, my man. Happy New Year. All we need now is for Penn State to start putting the players' names on the back of the jersey, but until they start caring about the players' names, I certainly don't. Merry Christmas and Jesus is the reason for the season. Well, he's your reason, but doesn't mean it's anybody else's reason. The no last name thing is so pre-NIL. Well, it's just stupid. It's pre-TV. Really, it's pre-TV. I mean, just blindly assume that everybody in the country that watches college football knows the name of all your players based just on what position they're playing and their number is extremely short-sighted. Canesman says, we got cheated out of a dynasty by the refs in Ohio State. That's why we should be a blue blood, but got cheated out of it. Even if you'd have won that game, you wouldn't be a blue blood. There's nothing Miami could win the next 10 national titles in a row. They're never going to be a blue blood. Miami was absolute dog shit for the first 100 years of college football. Nothing will ever change that. So Miami will never be a blue. You just don't understand what being a blue blood means. From the Meeks family, Merry Christmas to you and your family, Lou. Thanks for doing what you do and making the college football season more enjoyable. Says, mistreating Uncle Lou. Thank you for watching, man. All of you. Shit. If y'all weren't watching, I'd still be here doing this. It's just there wouldn't be nobody listening. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with me to watch these games every season. Fuck off, Lou. You can't tell the story of college football without talking about Miami. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. If you dedicated 1 minute to talking about every year of college football from the beginning till now, you would spend less than 5 minutes talking about Miami. Miami was nothing in the world of college football until the mid-'80s. You just don't know what it means to be a blue blood. Nebraska's a blue blood. Would you rather be them right now or Miami? Woo, this Clemson and Penn State game is terrible. Who is watching it? You're watching somebody watch it. So that's worse. But the game's been on for 4 minutes. Isn't it a little early? And we're about to have our first touchdown already. So isn't it a little early to talk about how the game is terrible? It's been on for 4 minutes. Penn State's got the ball 2nd and goal, and you're in here saying this game is terrible. Clemson could be good if they had a few transfers, says Trace Lothar. Well, we'll see if they do it. It opens up next week, so we'll see what they decide to do, if they finally decide to join the ranks of modern-day college football or not. They should have beaten Louisville and SMU. 2 live crew, money made Miami. 2nd and goal now for Penn State. They're going to hand it off. Gets down to the 2, gain of 4, or gain of 2 from the 4. They were at the 4, got to the 2. So 3rd and goal now from the 2 for Penn State. Why is the Clemson game not on the... Oh, shit. There we go. Put the Clemson score on the screen. Blue Bloods are Bama, Ohio State, Michigan, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Notre Dame, Texas, and Southern Cal. Yeah, there's 8 of them. Thank you, Chandler. Are you streaming a Pop-Tarts Bowl? You got to tell me who's playing. I don't give a fuck about the name of bowl games. No fan base more embarrassing than Miami. Right now, Notre Dame is way more embarrassing than Miami. BYU, Georgia Tech. Yeah, that's going to be on Patreon. It says so right on the bottom of the screen. BYU versus Georgia Tech, 3:30 on Patreon. Lou, are you betting the Utah versus Nebraska game? I have no idea. Hey, Lou, Ole Miss man here. I hope the rematch will be as good as the last one. I hope it's not as good as the last one. That last Georgia Ole Miss game took 5 years off my life. East Carolina still up 3-0 over Pitt. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half of that one. Commercial break in the Penn State Clemson game, with Penn State up 3-0 after kicking that field goal. I quit smoking. Now I'm vaping. Wow, you moved on to something even worse then. Good luck getting off of that. Lou, advice on starting your own business? I have a dream too. You have to be extremely self-motivated. And you have to be internally motivated, not externally motivated. When you run your own business, nobody puts out a schedule that tells you when to come to work. So if you're not extremely disciplined, you have to be extremely disciplined. You have to get up every morning like you got a regular 9 to 5 or whatever. Patreon stream for the Sugar Bowl. I'll put that poll up probably tomorrow. But there's 3 playoff games that day. One of them will be on Patreon. The other 2 will be on YouTube. It's up to the Patreon poll how that goes. I'll put that poll up tomorrow. Have you done picks for the quarterfinal games yet? No. I'll put those out on Monday. How's Ohio State a blue blood? I'm not even reading the rest of that. If you don't understand how Ohio State's a blue blood, then I'm not even reading the rest of that. Thank you for the super chat. But if you don't know how Ohio State's a blue blood, then no amount of explaining it to you will make you understand. I don't know if you're a troll or if you're really just so football ignorant that you don't know, or you just hate Ohio State. It's one of the, you're either a troll, you hate Ohio State so bad you can't see straight, or you're so football ignorant you truly don't understand anything about being a blue blood. You have, I ought to time you out. I ought to time you out for typing that you have more wins all time than Ohio State. You're nowhere close. You're not even in the same universe. Ohio State is second all time in all-time wins. Miami's not even in the top 50. Miami's not even in the top 50. I ought to time you out. I'm dead serious. I ought to time you out for that. Clemson with the ball after Penn State kicked that field goal to take a 3-0 lead. 7:40 to go in the first quarter. Penn State 3, Clemson 0. Clemson looking at a 3rd and 2 here, trying to keep this drive alive. They had the ball once, but had to punt it away. Is Arkansas a blue blood? Are you extremely intelligent? No. Clemson goes for it on 3rd and 2. Adam Randall is tackled at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Going to be 4th and 2, coming up on 7 minutes to go. Probably have to punt it again. Please don't judge all Miami fans off of this guy. I'll try not to, but when you see me make a video at some point and I go, Miami fans think they have more wins than Ohio State, just know what I'm talking about there. Just understand who I'm talking about there. I hope you had a good Christmas. I had a great Christmas, Mommy. I hope you did too. Merry Christmas. Miami is not a blue blood. No. Clemson has so many opt-outs, they have a wide receiver at running back. Well, unfortunately for Clemson, they had a wide receiver at running back the entire season. They just don't have any running backs. What's up, Rye Guy? Says, hey, Lou, hanging out watching college football as always. What do you think of Michigan's hiring of Kyle Whittingham? I'm going to give you the short version because I talked about it in a video the day before they hired Kyle Whittingham. But I think Kyle Whittingham is the best possible coach they could have hired given the circumstances. So they weren't going to get any type of, big name splash hire like Kalen DeBoer or whatever these fucking wild wish list of names that they had. There's too much mess going on there. So you bring Kyle Whittingham in. He's in his mid-60s. He's only going to coach for another 2 or 3 years. But you can bring Kyle Whittingham in as a bridge to get you where you need to be, which is flush that entire athletic department down the drain from the athletic director all the way down. Everybody needs to go, from the AD to the water boy. Get rid of them all from the cancer that was the Jim Harbaugh and Sharon Moore era. And you can do that with Kyle Whittingham, a guy who wins the right way, has class, and he has an extremely high floor. Probably not going to win any natties there with Kyle Whittingham, but you're not going to have any 4-win seasons either. So you get him there for 2 or 3 years, get the program cleaned up, get the stink of Harbaugh and Sharon Moore out of there, and then Michigan will be in a better situation, I think, to go out and hire who they really want. Miami man hasn't won an ACC title in our lifetime, or anybody's lifetime for that matter. Thank you for the super chat, KG. Yeah, 25 years they've been in the ACC. They haven't won it a single time. They've only even made the ACC championship game once. Michigan made a smart decision. Yeah, I think so too. Kyle Whittingham knows what he's doing. And he plays the same brand of football that Michigan likes to play. Good on the line of scrimmage, tough, physical, disciplined, don't beat yourself, run the ball. He'll fit right in at Michigan, I think. But he'll do it the right way. There won't be any scandal or controversy. There's no skeletons in his closet. And like I said, he's got an extremely high floor. Favorite flavor of Pop-Tarts, frosted or unfrosted? Frosted. Frosted strawberry are the best kind of Pop-Tarts. But heating them up is stupid. Heating them up, putting them in the toaster is stupid. Just unwrap it and eat it like a cookie like you're supposed to, because that's basically all it is. It's junk food. Is this a touchdown from Pitt? I believe it is. Pitt finally on the board with 4 seconds to go in the first half. They get their first points on a fade into the end zone. That's going to make it 6-3. Pitt on top. The extra point will make it 7. Penn State has the ball after a tater punt. It's going to be 1st and 10. Penn State on their own 31. This can be a new video for this week, breaking down what a blue blood program is. Yeah, I'm not doing that because it just too many people are retarded when it comes to the blue blood argument. They have no idea what it even means to be a blue blood. Sack. Clemson gets after the QB that time. Big sack. Held on to the ball too long. Poor pass protection, and that's going to be a loss of about 6 or 7 yards there for Penn State. 2nd and long coming up now. I don't know that much about Kendall Briles, so I don't really have an opinion on that one way or the other. He's not so bad that it sticks out. Like, if he was terrible, I would know, like, oh, this guy's a terrible offensive coordinator. If he was one of the best offensive coordinators on the planet, I'd know that too. He's probably somewhere in the middle. So it's probably going to be like most offensive coordinators in the country. Because look, when it comes to offensive coordinators, there's 4 or 5 that are really, really good. There's 4 or 5 that are really, really bad. And then everybody else in the middle, it just depends on how much talent they have on their team, whether the offense will be good or not. He's somewhere in the middle. So, like, keeping Lenore Sellers is a bigger deal for South Carolina than hiring Kendall Briles is. Penn State with a big play down the sideline to the tight end. Penalty, though. Georgia fans want Miami. Beck will not sleep the night before. Penn State backed up now. There was a big play from Penn State, but they got him with a penalty. That's going to back them up now. It's going to be 2nd and 25 coming up on 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. They've got a 3-0 lead. Back to throw to the running back out of the backfield, and a big hit drops the ball. Would have been tackled for no gain anyway. And it's going to be 3rd and 25 now. Jim Harbaugh's spend the night parties have a different meaning with Sharon Moore now. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I've also just realized that I believe it is extremely cold and snowing in this game between Penn State and Clemson, which of course means, according to Ohio State fans, that Penn State is going to win this game 50-0 because Southern teams can't play in the cold and the snow. So far, that appears to be the case, though. They are winning 3-0. Jim Harbaugh is on the Epstein files. Well, maybe he'll be our next president then. Halftime now between Pitt and East Carolina. Pitt 7, East Carolina 3. Harbaugh and Moore might be in the Epstein files. Lou, do you think SC will make a bowl game next year. I'm not doing next year predictions in December of 25. I do next year predictions in May, starting in May. Dabo got to do better or else. Just arrived. Happy New Year to the Uncle Lou crowd and go Buckeyes. Hey, thank you, Henry. Happy holidays. Happy New Year to you too, buddy. Good to see you in here. Penn State punter is a big SOB. Yeah, he's huge. Penn State kicker punter is a massive human being. Slaw says 85-yard drive coming up. Well, we'll see. No offense yet from Clemson, so we'll see if they can get it going here. What's the play, Lou? I've got under 52 in Pitt, in the Pitt East Carolina game, and the comment section bet is Clemson money line first half. Those are the only two I have, but I'm betting BYU too. I just haven't bet it yet, but I am going to bet BYU. Do you ever see Clemson putting Dabo on the hot seat? Well, schools don't put coaches. There's no such thing really called the hot seat. Schools don't have a meeting with their coach to tell them, hey, just to let you know, we're putting you on the hot seat. That's a fan thing. Whittingham going to own Ryan Day. He did in the Rose Bowl a couple years back. He's a Michigan man. Thank you for the super chat, sir. How do you feel about this game on a baseball field, Lou? Makes perfect sense considering it's played up north where nobody cares about football. They only care about, makes perfect sense to me. Brian Gentry, thank you for the super chat, my man. Very generous. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. He says, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to you, Auntie BA, and your fam. Go Bucks. Yeah, I hope y'all had a great holiday season, Brian. You and your family. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all of that. And thank you for the very, very, very generous super chat, my man. It's good to see you in here. It's good to see you in here. Did y'all get some time off work for the holidays? My daughter really didn't. My daughter had to work Christmas Eve and the day after Christmas. She was so mad. She's so mad. She had Christmas Day off, but my daughter had to work Christmas Eve and yesterday. My son, the place he works, they're closed for 2 weeks. So he doesn't go back till January 9th. Football is religion in Pennsylvania. Yeah, the NFL, yeah. The Northeast is NFL territory. 45-38, Oregon, SCO Ducks. You talking about in the Texas Tech game? You're scoring 45 on Texas Tech? What's the over-under on that game? I guess you're betting $1 million on the over then, if you really think that's going to be the score. What is the over-under on that? No way it's that high. The over-under is 52. You think Oregon's basically scoring that all by themselves? I don't know, my man. I don't know about that. Notre Dame to join the SEC. No, I think Notre Dame joins the Big Ten in 2030 or 2031. Oregon absolutely is a blue blood. No, they're not. Michigan man dumb. Ohio State won that Rose Bowl 48-45. Yeah, there's a couple of low-level trolls in here with access to a debit card. He's one of them. And then there's a couple of low-level trolls that don't have access to a debit card. All right, 2nd and 10 for the Taters. Clubbed it back to throw. Good protection this time. Dumps it off to Adam Randall out of the backfield. Has some room across the 20. Tackled at the 22. 1 yard short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 1 now with 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Penn State 3, Clemson 0. Halftime in the Pitt, East Carolina game. Pitt with a 7-3 lead in that one. Why are people bragging about blue bloods? I have no idea. I missed a super chat. Michigan win 9 games with a coach that was DM OnlyFans girls at halftime and was still 2-1 against Ohio State. Kyle will be a great hire. Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting into predicting next year's games between Michigan and Ohio State or anybody else, but I do think the Kyle Whittingham hire for Michigan is a great hire. Back to throw for Klubnik. 1st and 10, over the head of the intended wide receiver, nearly intercepted by a safety. Ball's incomplete, though. 2nd and 10 coming up now for Clemson. Klubnik yelling at the wide receiver that he ran the wrong route. I had to work Christmas Eve and the 26th. I work for Walmart. They only close 1 day a year. Yeah, believe me, I put in my time doing that shit in retail. I, in a previous life, worked for several different cell phone companies that were always open on Christmas Eve and the day after Christmas. So I know how it is. I know how it is. NIL favors the blue blood teams. No more championships for teams like Clemson or Oklahoma. NIL favors Nebraska? How? Can you explain to me how NIL favors Nebraska over Texas Tech? You couldn't be more wrong. NIL, blue blood status has no impact on who is helped by NIL at all. Alabama, for example, a blue blood, hurt bad by NIL. Texas Tech, not a blue blood, extremely helped by NIL. So you just are wrong in every possible way with that comment. Well, I tell you what, Clemson is out here with fucking the dog shit routine today. I mean, they just look fucking terrible. 2nd and 10 on their own 36. Shotgun for Klubnik. Back to throw. Dropped again. 2 drops in a row. A drop on 1st and 10, a drop on 2nd and 10, now it's 3rd and 10. I mean, this is horrifically bad from Clemson here. Clemson is absolute dog shit. Does Dabo know what he's doing? I never thought I'd have to ask that question, but after this season, I've got to ask. Does he know what he's doing, yes or no? Back to throw on 3rd and 10. Can we get a 3rd drop in a row? Nope, just a bad pass this time. 4th and 10, the Taters will have to punt it away. Clemson has all those slot wide receivers playing running back and no points. Hashtag poverty. Thank you, Andrew. Greg says, how do you feel about Belichick's recruiting class being ranked 17th right now? I don't feel any way about it, one way or the other. Happy New Year, Lucidin. Thank you, Jolish. One of the least weird super chats you've ever sent. I appreciate that. Clemson should be put on the weird back list. They're not eligible for that yet. It'll be a while for them. You got to go 10 years without winning a playoff game or a conference championship game. All right, Penn State's got the ball after a pretty bad Clemson punt, which is par for the course with the rest of Clemson's performance today. 1st and 10 for Penn State, 1.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. They're on their own 35, 36. A jet sweep for Penn State is going to pick up a couple of yards. That's about it. ran into his own blocker and fell down. 2nd and 8 coming up for Penn State. Yabba dabba daboo! Thank you, Thomas Wilson, for the super chat. I remember working for a university back in the late 90s, back in the 90s, and we opened after Christmas on December 27th with no classes in session, lights glowing and heat on. What a waste. USC should be on the We're Back list. I believe they won their conference in 2017. It was 2016 or 2017, so they're coming close to being eligible for the We're Back list. Did Penn State hire a new? Yes, Matt Campbell from Iowa State. 1st and 10 for Penn State. They are going to hand this one off. No, quarterback's going to keep it. Nowhere to go. Slides after a gain of a yard. 2nd and 9 coming up now for Penn State. Sorry, I'm late, Lou. That's all right, Jack. I'm gonna. I had you marked down as absent. I'm changing it to tardy though. Jack Longley, cross out absent, tardy. All right, I got you written down as tardy now instead of absent. Thank you, buddy. Good to see you in here. All right, last play of the first quarter. If they choose to run it and they don't, they're going to let the clock tick down to 0. So at the end of the first quarter, your score, Penn State 3, Clemson 0. And Clemson has looked really, really bad offensively. Lou, is there assigned seating? Not unless you get in trouble, in which case, obviously, I'll make you come sit at the front of the class. But generally, no, there is no assigned seating. Lou, can you list me as a tard? I already did that. Yeah, I've been listed you as that. Battle of the regressed programs. Hey, Huffer Billy Paul Slaw, why is Clemson such dog shit? Why are they so fucking terrible? No, you can use a laptop. Penn State will be back, I hope. I think it's going to be a while for Penn State. Uncle Lou, at halftime, can you play the Hanukkah song by Adam Sandler? No, that's a copyrighted song, and this is a copyright-free stream. Is a number 2 pencil required for the test? Yeah. It's going to be a multiple choice. You'll be issued a Scantron sheet that you'll have to bubble in. And of course, the Scantron machine only reads number 2 pencils. Who's the new head coach at Penn State? Matt Campbell. Matt Campbell. You got to be kidding me. Oh, that's a replay. I thought the second half had started and Pitt had done fumbled again, but they were just showing one of their 25 fumbles from the first half. I hit 2K playing blackjack this morning. Where at? What were you playing? 25, 50, 50, 100, or was it $25 blackjack? What, $100 blackjack? What were you playing? Can I do extra credit if I need a better bump? Yes, you can. Is Michigan getting rid of their AD? I hope so. If they don't, they're dumb. $25.50 and playing online? Oh, I don't trust that shit. Not to play at those stakes. Campbell is not coaching this game. No. Hired coaches don't coach the bowl game. Newly hired coaches don't coach the bowl game. Sometimes they're at the game, They don't coach. What'd you get for your kids for Christmas? Taking my daughter and her boyfriend on a cruise. What else did I got her? Some sunglasses, some clothes, some gift cards. My daughter, I got tickets to the Luke Bryan, Jason Aldean concert in Athens in April. Tickets to a World Cup soccer game in June. Sunglasses, clothes, gift cards. I personally believe it's all about NIL money. Which ship, Lou? I don't remember the name of it. It's a Carnival cruise. I don't remember the name of the ship. The cruise isn't until June. World Cup tickets, how expensive were those? I had to sell a kidney to get them. That's how expensive they were. What World Cup game are you going to? Saudi Arabia versus Spain. The Real Casual Gamer, thank you for the super chat. Do you think teams like Ohio State, Bama, or UJ will ever regress to become 6 to 7 teams? Yes. Ever? Yes. Like, will there ever be a year where Ohio State, Bama, or Georgia win 6 or 7 games? Yes. I root against Penn State ever since Sandusky. That program deserves to be disbanded for covering up what that piece of shit did. Yeah. Obviously completely unacceptable what went on up there. I mean, there's really no way to over-exaggerate how bad that was. Out of Port Canaveral? No, it's out of Jacksonville. The last cruise I went on in March was out of Port Canaveral. This one's out of Jacksonville. Penn State goes for it on 4th and 4 and turns the ball over. Yeah, Clemson's got the ball back now, near midfield. So good field position for Clemson. Let's see if they can do something with it. They're down by 3 to nothing. 13:52 to go in the first half. Klubnik throws short and incomplete again. Klubnik keeps underthrowing these balls bad. I mean, that was 5 yards short of the wide receiver. He just threw it right into the ground. Not a good throw at all by Klubnik. Receiver was wide open. So almost every time it's either a bad throw from Klubnik or a drop by the wide receiver. This passing offense from Clemson is just non-existent so far in this game. 3 wide. Pistol formation this time for the Taters. Klubnik waiting on the snap. There it is. Throws behind the wide receiver, but caught just across midfield. Gain of about 5. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Another bad throw from Klubnik, but the receiver turned around and made the catch. Penn State and Clemson was supposed to be a playoff game. Yeah, both ranked in the top 5 in a lot of preseason polls and rankings. It's definitely 2 of the most disappointing teams of the year right here. 13:15 to go in the first half. 3 to nothing. Penn State with the lead. Clemson with the ball just across midfield. Shotgun, motion, snap, back to throw. Looks left, scrambles left. Sacked all the way back at the 37-yard line. Just held on to the ball way too long. I don't know what in the hell has happened to Cade Klubnik, but he is terrible. I mean, he is just terrible. I mean, you got to just throw the ball away. I mean, there's nowhere to go with it, but you can't take a fucking 10-yard loss on a sack, dude. What are you doing? God damn, man, you're a 3-year starter. A 3-year starter. Absolute dog shit. Another Clemson punt here. Caught at the 21 and tackled right away. Don't know why he didn't fair catch that one. He probably should have. 1st and 10, Penn State on their own 21-yard line. Where's Pete? I don't see him streaming the game. I thought he was streaming it. Is he not streaming it? Yeah, I don't see it either. Maybe he had something to do. I thought he said he was streaming it, though. Second half underway in the Pitt, East Carolina game. Pitt 7, East Carolina 3. Your halftime score. Pitt returns this kick out across the 25 to the 26. They'll have the ball there. The bet on that game, under 52 points, and they're only at 10 points at halftime, so we're looking good there. Dabo should be on his way out if he loses this game. Yeah, I think we're past the point of any coach getting fired because they lose the Pop-Tart Bowl. I mean, that's just never happening. I mean, there is no scenario where the decision to keep a coach or not would come down to whether or not he can win the whatever fucking Pinstripe Bowl or whatever the fuck this is. That just would never happen. Hugh Freeze is eyeing Cade Klubnik in the portal. That would be weird because Hugh Freeze doesn't even have a job. Second and 10 for Pitt on their own 26. Back to throw. This is the first possession of the second half. Underneath to the tight end. Gain of about 6 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 4 now for Pitt to start the third quarter. Pete has toxoplasmosis, apparently. I have no idea what that is. Oh, Berg had come back and see what we're doing.
I don't want her to be alone.
Football all day, dude. Look at Lammy. Look, got Lammy right there. Look at you, Lammy. You gotta snuggle with your lamb, man. You gotta snuggle with a lamb, man there, Berg. Pitt short of the first down. Going to be 4th and 1 now for Pitt on their own 36. Let's see what they're going to do here. Hugh Freeze is probably going to start his own church at this point. That's what most charlatans do. They go for it. Pitt does. Pass complete, and they pick up the first down. Gutsy call from Pitt there to go for it on their own 35-yard line, but it pays off. They pick up the first down with 12:59 to go in the third and a 7-3 lead. Lou, do you think that Matt Campbell is a good hire for Penn State? Well, I think it's a good hire, but I think Penn State is going to be worse for the next 4 or 5 years than they were for the last 4 or 5 years. But I mean, I do think Matt Campbell's a good coach, but I think Penn State fucked up. Hugh Freeze unemployed, but Mike Norvell still has a job. Yeah, well, one school has money and can afford to fire a deadbeat. The other school is a deadbeat, and that's Florida State. Will be interesting to see where DJ Lagway and Dylan Raiola ends up at. People mistakenly think firing the coach will improve a team. ACC teams can't be successful no matter who coaches. The ACC is a dead conference. Damn. Penn State pass complete, but tackled right away by the Grass Monster. Grass Monster still undefeated, makes the tackle easily there out in the flat. Going to be second down for Penn State now. I've seen more Turf Monster tackles this game than I've seen all year, says Jack Longley. All right, 2nd and 15 now for Penn State. Not much offense in either of these two games here. 7-3 Pitt with a lead over East Carolina, 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. 3-0 Penn State up on Clemson with 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. Penn State throws deep. Caught. Oh, no. Dropped at midfield. Wide open. Wide open. Got to catch it with your hands, Woozy. He let the ball get into his body, and it bounced right off his shoulder pads. Incomplete. Thoughts on Michigan hire? I don't know. Utah ain't really what Michigan should aspire to be. Well, you can get way better talent at Michigan than you can at Utah, so I think it's a great hire. He ain't going to win an Natty there or whatever, but super high floor for Kyle Whittingham. And you don't have to worry about any scandals, controversy, skeletons in the closet. Keep him for 2 or 3 years, then you can go out and hire who you really want in 2028 or 2029. They hired him for an image band-aid. Yeah, they need somebody straight-laced to come in there and clean the place up. Kyle Whittingham can do that while maintaining a very high standard. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to have any 4-8 seasons there with Whittingham. And you're not going to have any embarrassing stories come out, which is the most important thing for them right now. We need more college football snow games. Pitt back to throw on 3rd and 11. Hit from behind. Lucky he didn't fumble. He did fumble. And he turned it over again. That's got to be the 7th or 8th turnover of this game. The Pitt East Carolina game. In the first half of this game, there was turnovers on back-to-back plays. Pitt turned it over. East Carolina got the ball. The first play, East Carolina turned it over. Literally, back-to-back turnovers in the first half. That's got to be the 6th, 7th turnover at least in that game. Sloppy as shit. 3rd and 15, speaking of sloppy. 3rd and 15 for Penn State on their own 29. Shotgun snap, back to throw. Under pressure, steps up, gets rid of it, caught at the line of scrimmage, tackled right away for no gain. Going to be 4th and 15, and it is a punt fest here between Clemson and Penn State in the first half. Both teams made a deal with Vegas, and both teams trying to throw the game. Is Whittingham a transitional coach for Michigan? I believe he is, yeah. I mean, nobody's ever going to come out and say that. You know, hey, we're just hiring this guy as a bridge to get us to 2029 because our image is in the toilet. And we need somebody that can come in here, get everything cleaned up while maintaining a minimum standard of play. I mean, they're not going to come out and say that, but that's pretty obvious what happened here. They wanted Dillingham. They wanted DeBoer. They had all these big names they wanted. They all said no because Michigan's a fucking mess right now. So you go get a semi-retired Whittingham, who's 65 years old or whatever he is, bring him in for 2 or 3 years, clean the place up, then go get the guy you really want. Notre Dame will play with a chip on their shoulder in 26 after getting screwed. Well, I guess all those terrible teams that they're playing in 2026 are screwed then. Notre Dame's schedule in 2026 is one of the most pitiful excuses for a schedule I've ever seen. 1st and 10 for Clemson on their own 22. Still down 3-0. Jet sweep, has room. Breaks some tackles and picks up a first down, gain of 10. That's probably the best play of the game, a jet sweep for 10 yards. Probably the best play of the game so far for Clemson there. Notre Dame has a bully mindset. They crush 2-10 teams, then brag about how good they are. Yeah. They're still bragging about their win over Navy from this past season. But what else do they have to brag about? I mean, the Southern Cal win, I guess. But Navy was their second best win. Notre Dame's schedule's a joke. You know why? I do. I know why. We all know why. 2nd and 6 now for Clemson. Klubnik, quarterback draw. Picks up about 3. Going to be 3rd and 3 now. The Associated Press, if they had any decency, would write an apology for overrating these teams. What about everybody else? And you know the Associated Press, I'm assuming you're talking about the AP poll. The AP poll. Well, I'm not even going to waste my time. You clearly don't have any idea what the AP poll is. I'm not going to waste my time explaining it. You want an apology from a news service for a ranking that was an average of 100 different people's ranking. Is fucking weird. Touchdown ECU. They are going to take the lead over Pitt. Notre Dame fans posted that they scheduled BYU and they think that's a tough schedule in 2026. Notre Dame's schedule next year is an absolute fucking joke. An absolute joke. Here comes the extra point for East Carolina. It's good. They have taken the lead 10-7 over Pitt with 9.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Am I excited for the transfer portal? I don't know if I'm excited for it. Are you? Southern Cal took Notre Dame off their schedule to not be associated with such retard behavior. Are you taking the favorites? In what game? Penn State not good at all. That's true. But Clemson is less good than that so far. Bro, you ain't done nothing but sleep for 2 days straight, my dude. Why are you so sleepy, dude? You been so sleepy. You been so sleepy. Oh, look what you got. Berg got a new toy from Santa. You want to snuggle up with your new friend right there? There you go. Snuggle up with your new friend. Lou, will Vandy keep winning next year? I have no idea. I mean, I don't do predictions until like May or June. I mean, we got to see signing classes, portal classes, spring practice. You got to look at the schedule, all those kinds of things. Is Virginia Tech a sneaky bet to win the ACC next season? I have no idea. I don't know anything about next season until after this season. G5 teams showing up to play in the bowl games while the Power 4 teams are just mailing it in. Goes to show G5 needs their own playoff game, says John Dickens. Thank you for the super chat, John and KG. Pitt's going to return this kickoff out to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Pitt on their own 20. They are now down 10-7 against East Carolina. 9:26 to go in the third quarter of that one. With 7:40 to go in the first half, Penn State's still up 3-0 over Clemson. Clemson has had an almost impossible time moving the ball offensively in this game, but they got another try here. They're looking at a 2nd and 14 now. Back to throw. Cade Klubnik steps up, throws, caught, across to 40, 30, 35, 30, out of bounds at the 26. Finally a big play from Clemson here. Klubnik had some time in the pocket, stepped up, found a deep crosser over the middle to Moore, and he turns it upfield for a big gain of about 35 yards. Best play of the day for Clemson right here, and they are going to be in the red zone here with a chance to take the lead if they can score. Is Notre Dame the Jake Paul of college football? That's actually a pretty good analogy there. Notre Dame fans, all they want to talk about is last season when they did win 3 playoff games. And you have to give them their credit for that. But since 1990, those 3 playoff wins that Notre Dame had last year, those are the only 3 major postseason wins that Notre Dame has had since 1990. They lost every BCS game they ever got put into. They lost every BCS national championship game they ever got put into. They lost every New Year's Six bowl they ever made. They lost every 4-team playoff game they ever made. They lost the ACC championship game in 2020, the only year they played in it. They literally lost every major postseason game they played from 1990 until last season, when they did win 3 playoff games. So you have to give them their credit for that. But they're like 3-13 since 1990 in major postseason games. So yeah, they are kind of like Jake Paul. They beat up on all the nobodies. And the minute they make the postseason and get put into a big game, they get the shit beat out of them most times. With last year being the only exception in the last 35 years. Why are you doing predictions for the next round of the playoffs, Lou? I'm not. Oh, when? Monday. Monday, I'll put out all my predictions for the playoff games. First and 10 for Clemson now on the 15. Oh, my God. Cade Klubnik tried as hard as he possibly could to throw an interception right there. I mean, he threw it right to Penn State. He is fucking garbage. This is a third-year starter doing this. What are you doing? The receiver is behind the DB. Put air on the ball. What are you doing? Cade Klubnik is absolute fucking garbage, man. 2nd and 10 now for Clemson on their on the Penn State 15. Pass complete behind the line to Adam Randall. Nowhere to go. No gain. 3rd and 10. Cade Klubnik is so bad. So bad. God, Cade Klubnik sucks. We need Clemson to score. The comment section bet is Clemson to win the first half. Now, a field goal would give us a push, but we'd rather have a win than a push. And fuck, I don't even trust Clemson to make a field goal at this point. They're so bad. 3rd and 10 on the Penn State 15. 4 wide, Klubnik in a shotgun. Adam Randall, your running back, who's really a wide receiver. Scrambles right, throws, incomplete, hit the ground. Caught, but it hit the ground, says the referee. And it's going to be 4th and 10 now from the 15. So Clemson with a couple of big plays gets down to the Penn State 15, but then can't gain a yard on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down. And now on 4th and 10. And yeah, that ball definitely hit the ground. 4th and 10, and we'll see if Clemson can tie the game up here with a chip shot field goal. It's going to be a 33-yarder. from the right hash. Snap, hold, kick. Of course he fucking misses it. God almighty. Clemson is so damn bad. So damn bad. Well, comment section is going to be 0-1 on their bets today. There's no way Clemson's getting back down there again in the first half. Clemson needs a real QB bad. Dennis Wilson says, Lou, I got Ole Miss winning this one. Well, guess you're going 0-2 then, because you also have Miami beating Ohio State. So, 0-2 for you there on your picks. Are the field goal kickers related to the Ohio State kicker? I don't know, but he missed a 33-yarder in a nothing bowl. Absolute joke. Glad I took the under in this game. I took the under in the Pitt East Carolina game, and it looks like it's going to hit. I didn't make a bet in the Clemson-Penn State game other than the comment section bet, which was Clemson to win the first half. Lou, you sound like Miami has no shot. Everybody has a shot when you get down to the quarterfinals, but I'm not picking Miami. I mean, Miami's the biggest underdog in the quarterfinals of all 4 games. Ohio State is a bigger favorite over Miami than any of the other playoff games. How do you feel about the Whittingham hire? I've already answered that like 9 times during this stream, and I made a video like 3 days ago where I talked about Michigan and Kyle Whittingham for like 5 minutes, so just go back and watch that, but I generally think it's a good hire. It all depends on if good or bad Ryan Day shows up. Clemson helmet should be upside down until they win a bowl game. Dang, that might be a while. That might be a while. Honestly, they're lucky they're to make a bowl game this year as bad as they were. First and 10, Penn State after that missed field goal. They're going to hand it off right tackle. Might have gained a yard. That's it. 2nd and 9 coming up now for Penn State. Beck will probably have a 3 INT game. He'll either throw 0 or he'll throw 2 or more. He won't throw 1. I got 5 on it. Happy New Year's, Lou. 5 on what? I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, Happy New Year's, Matt. Good to see you in here. Second and 9 for Penn State. A handoff up the middle this time, gets outside, but a ankle tackle brings him down after a gain of about 2. Going to be 3rd and long now for Penn State. The way I see it, non-playoff bowl games are live scrimmage practice game for next year's team. Notre Dame not going to bowl is giving up 2 weeks of practice plus live scrimmage. Yeah, the best part about making a bowl game is the extra 2 or 3 weeks of practice that you get. That's the most valuable part of making a bowl game. The game itself, in terms of the outcome of the game, means very little for next year, but not having that 2 or 3 weeks of practice, I think, could be a big deal. Is Klubnik done after this, or does he? I think he's out of eligibility. Ooh, I'll be back. I have to report to PE class. It's mild day. Who the fuck is in school 2 days after Christmas on a Saturday? That's fucking weird. Well, are you one of those homeschooled woozies? I think they said Klubnik's last game is this one. Might be a good thing for Clemson. I got 5 on it. Look it up. I'm surprised you don't know. I know the song. I don't have any idea what you typing that mean. I have no idea what, I mean, I know the song, but I have no idea what you're trying to say. Tell us about Bane, Lou. Why does he wear the mask? How the mighty have fallen. Clemson was on top a decade ago. Hit the thumbs up, you degenerates. Yeah, y'all make sure you're hitting a thumbs up. That's a big help. And it takes no effort on your part. I don't want to look at the number of thumbs up and then get mad and have to shut the stream down. A handoff for Penn State on 1st and 10, trying to get to the outside. Can't. He's going to be tackled for a loss of 2. 2nd and 12 coming up now for Penn State. Miami 20, Ohio State 13. That's the type of game I think that it would have to be for Miami to win it. Low scoring. Homeschool might be better nowadays. No, it's not. Homeschooled people are social illiterates. You need to go to public school and get picked on and pushed around like normal. Eat bad food for 15 years. Sitting at home and being raised in a bubble. Learning next to nothing through homeschooling. And learning absolutely nothing in terms of social behavior is a disaster. They got litter boxes and shit now in public schools. No, they don't. No, they don't. You just believe everything you hear on the internet. Cade Klubnik would struggle in the Pee Wee League. Yeah, he's been really bad all year. All year. All right, Penn State punts it away on 4th and 12, so Clemson will have another chance here in the first half to get us out of a hole. Clemson money line in the first half is the comment section bet today. They just missed a field goal on their last possession that would have given us a push at least. We'll see what they can do here with a couple of minutes left in the first half. Can they drive down and either score and give us a win or kick a field goal and give us a push? We'll find out. That kicker for Penn State doubles as the team's security guard. He's a big motherfucker. Chunky. He's extra wide. Thick, too. He celebrated thickness this year. Yeah, Merry Thickness to the Penn State kicker. Did ECU just score? No. They're still up 10-7, though, over Pitt. Klubnik back to throw. Tried to throw an interception, but the Penn State guy can't catch, so it's incomplete. Another disastrous throw by Klubnik there. Would Clemson beat James Madison or Tulane? No. No. James Madison and Tulane both would beat Clemson. Second and 10 now for Clemson. 3 wide to the top of the screen. They're on their own 28. Play action. Rolls left. Throws. Batted down at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. 3rd and 10. This is going to be another possession where Clemson can't gain a yard. Chevy Chase, the city or the actor? Clemson has culture, though. East Carolina just turned the ball over. Scoop and score for Pitt. Pitt's going to retake the lead. 3rd and 10 for Clemson. Whoa, what a catch. Not a good throw from Klubnik, but their wide receiver climbs the ladder and brings it down. Big play for Clemson to keep this drive alive with 3:15 to go in the first half. Yet to get on the board, Clemson is. Yeah, Clemson receivers dropping all the easy passes and making all the hard ones today. 1st and 10, Clemson just across their own 40. 4 wide, shotgun. 3 minutes to go. Snap. Looked like he wants to go deep. Nowhere to go. Now tucks it and runs. Has room. 10 yards. Gain of about 14 yards and a first down into Penn State territory. All right, Clemson on the move here. Let's see if they can get something going here to close out the first half. Lou, can Miami beat both Ohio State, UGA on the road to a natty? No. If your favorite propagandist tells you something, you believe it. Yes. People only believe something if it's something they already believed to begin with. People don't want to be educated or learn what's going on or learn anything new. They just want to be told things that reinforce their preconceived notions. Yeah, confirmation bias. They live in a bubble. It's constant reinforcement of what they already believe instead of challenging themselves. Pitt up 14-10 now over East Carolina. 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 4-point lead for Pitt. Commercial break here for Penn State and Clemson. Just a couple of minutes to go in the first half. Clemson is driving, though. They're down 3-0. We need Clemson to score to give us a first half win on our bet. A field goal would give us a push. At this point, I'd be happy with just a field goal, to be honest with you. Pitt set to kick off now after retaking the lead over East Carolina. 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter of that one. Are you streaming Miami versus Ohio State on YouTube? I have no idea. I haven't even put that poll up yet on Patreon. My guess is that that's going to be a Patreon stream because that's the only bowl game or the only playoff game on that day. If you look at the schedule of games, so see, I'll put a poll up on Patreon that says, what game do y'all want me to stream on Wednesday? And when you look at this slate of games, it's pretty, they're probably going to pick Miami, Ohio State. So I'll stream these other games on YouTube. The next day, same thing. I'll put a poll up. They'll choose one of these games for Patreon. And then I'll stream one of these other ones probably on YouTube. Well, probably. So my guess is when I put the poll up for Wednesday, my guess is that Patreon is going to choose this game here, the Miami, Ohio State game. ECU with a big play across midfield, 40, 30, 20, touchdown. 65-yard touchdown for East Carolina. That didn't take long for them to regain the lead. It's going to be 17-14 now. They retook the lead. Sir UJ just got a 3 of a kind, did he? He loves that damn 3 card. He sure did. Trip 8s. Good for him. Is this the worst Clemson team this millennium? They had some bad teams from 2000 to 2010. I think there was some years they didn't even make a bowl game. All right, here we go. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Clemson with the ball, 2nd and 7 on the Penn State 43-yard line. Klubnik in a shotgun, 3 wide. Snap. Handoff. Adam Randall. First down, gain of 8. 1st and 10 for Clemson now. Around the 35-yard line. 1:54 to go. They're in field goal range, but their field goal kicker sucks, so I'd rather have a touchdown and win our first half bet. But we'll see what happens here. Pass complete. Nope, dropped again. Caught and immediately dropped. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 now. Who has a better coach, Dabo? Who was a better coach, Dabo or Tommy Bowden? You can't be serious. You cannot be serious. Bama is not going to roll Indiana. Indiana is the #1 seed for a reason. Lou Booger said Klubnik is playing great. Yeah, right. Back to throw. All kinds of time. Sacked. Out of field goal range now. Jesus Christ, man. K. Klubnik held that ball for 15 fucking seconds and then takes another pointless sack. Get rid of the goddamn ball, man. You're in field goal range. Now you get sacked out of field goal range. It's 3rd and 18. Now, third-year starter. Third-year starter. What are you doing? Back to throw on 3rd and 18. Complete underneath. Has some room back into field goal range at the 29 of Penn State, but it's going to be 4th and 5. Will they attempt another field goal here? 53 seconds to go. Penn State called a timeout. Did Pitt turn the ball over again? Pitt just turned the ball over again. How many turnovers is that? I got to look this up. Pitt must have 6 turnovers. What are they doing? Four fumbles. Pitt has lost 4 fumbles in this game. East Carolina's got the ball back on the Pitt 34. They're going to hand it off. Has some room inside the 30. Down to the 26, 27-yard line. 2nd and about 3 for ECU. 17-14 the score. Blood pressure this high over a glorified spring game. Whose blood pressure? Slaw, it's a great time to take a nap. Quarterback keep this time for ECU. Might have gained a yard. Going to be 3rd and short coming up now for ECU. 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 17-14 the score. Paul, slap the shit out of a UJ fan. You'll feel better. There's a 0% chance you're slapping anybody, bud. If this Clemson versus Penn State game happened in week 1, it would be prime time with 10 million people watching because of preseason rankings. Now it's a garbage time game. Yeah, the LSU Clemson game. was that way in week 1. All right, 53 seconds to go. Clemson with the ball in field goal range, 4th and 5. They're down 3-0. East Carolina tackle short of the first down. It's going to be 4th and 1. Looks like they're putting 101 back on the clock. Is that what they're doing? Resetting the game clock, I think, in this Clemson-Penn State game. The referees are lost here. This is a 5-minute delay because the referees can't get the clock fixed. See you for the Patreon. Woo. All right, buddy. Yeah, we'll be streaming Georgia Tech and BYU over on Patreon at 3:30. If y'all aren't signed up on the Patreon page, you should be. But there's the link right there. Click that link. Get yourself a late Christmas present. Sign yourself up for the Patreon. We'll be over there at 3:30 today. Lou, how was your Christmas? I had a great Christmas, man. Hope you did too. Merry Christmas. Yeah, great Christmas. My kids were happy, and that's all that matters to me, so. Yeah, lay down over there, Berg. All right, here comes a field goal attempt for Clemson that will tie it up if it's good. They missed a 30-yarder literally 2 minutes ago. This one's going to be a 48-yarder right at dead center of the field. What are they waiting on? Now they're going to call a timeout. What did they lined up to kick a field goal and then called a timeout? What is Clemson doing? I don't know what they're doing. Clemson is fucking weird. Are they going to punt now instead of kicking a 48-yard field goal? What the fuck are they going to do? What is Clemson doing? Clemson lines up to kick a field goal, lets the play clock get down to 1, then calls a timeout. But I don't understand. The clock wasn't running anyway, so they weren't trying to waste. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. Now they're going to punt? No. Now they send the field goal kicker back out. I don't know what the fuck. You know what? I want to lose. I hope Clemson misses this kick. I want to lose the bet. Just because Clemson is so stupid here. I hope he misses it again. I don't even care about the fucking bet anymore. Clemson is the dumbest team in the planet. Fuck, he made it. He made it. All right, tied at 3. We're going to get a push on the bet. The comment section bet was Clemson money line first half. It's most likely going to, there's 50-something seconds left, but it's most likely going to end tied at 3 the first half, which will be a push. So I'll let y'all make a bet on the second half. No, I'm not streaming Virginia and Missouri. You obviously don't know football. Yeah, I've never even seen a game before. This is the first game I've ever seen. Dabo doesn't want to leave a timeout left unused. BYU QB has 7 wives and a bicycle, so they should win. This game has me longing for the Pop-Tart Bowl. Is that a Swinney holding the ball on field goals? Yes, all of Dabo's kids play for Clemson. Nepotism runs the show at Clemson. Kickoff fielded at the 4 and returned out to the 15, 20, slips and falls there. 1st and 10, Penn State on their own 21-yard line. with 52 seconds to go in the first half. What if Penn State takes it? What are you doing? Yeah, but why? What do you need to get in there for? Well, this is just trash.
Yeah, I know. I'll take that out.
I don't like you kicking it over.
Oh, I'm sorry. I picked it up.
Why are you getting all mad and kicking stuff over? You need to chill out and calm down. What up, Berg? Get right up. Why did this do that? Let me show the lady about this too. This is annoying as fuck too.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why it does that.
You better get in that chair. You better get up in that chair. Get up in that chair. Get up in your chair. You better get up there. You better get. Come on, here you go. It's out, yeah, Bird. You gotta be snuggle with your friend. What did I miss? Fowler and Herbstreit will probably call the Fiesta Bowl, especially if it's Georgia versus Ohio State. What did the dog get for Christmas? What did the dog get? New food and water bowls. Couple of new chew toy things. A bunch of bags of treats, shit like that. A new collar. What's the deal with Herbstreit threatening to quit? I haven't heard that. What it sounds like to me is probably some sort of fake news or meme or something that tricked you on the internet, but I haven't heard or seen anything about that. Big Ten, definitely the best conference. We won the last two national titles and dominated bowl season last year. That doesn't have anything to do with this year, though. The Big Ten was the best conference last year. The SEC was the best conference the year before that. The Big Ten did win the Natty, the Michigan year. The SEC was better overall that year, but last year the Big Ten was better. No, not streaming Missouri, Virginia. We are dominating bowl season this year also, though, 4-0 so far. Pass incomplete on 2nd and 2. Going to be 3rd and 2 now for Penn State, just across midfield. We need Clemson's defense to make a play here on 3rd down. We don't need no Penn State field goal here. Back to throw. Fuck, caught. Inside the 35 at the 33-yard line. Got to start the prime rib, so hurry up and go to halftime. Lou, do you still like bowl games? I know they lost meaning, but I still enjoy them. I like some of them. They're not going to be around much longer, though. The bowl system, as it currently exists, is on its last legs now. $18 seconds to go in the first half. Penn State with the ball 1st and 10 at the Clemson 33. Pass incomplete, nearly intercepted. Sailed it over the head of the wide receiver, almost intercepted by a safety downfield. 2nd and 10 now with 13 seconds left in the half. It is interesting to see the Big Ten people bragging about the Big Ten now after they were the best conference last year when they spent the previous 15 years when the SEC was the best conference telling everybody they didn't care about conferences. Of course, we all knew what that was about at the time. They were just saying they didn't care about conferences because the SEC was better than them. The minute the Big Ten got better, all of a sudden they care about conferences now. It's funny how that works. Bowl games could become group of 5 college football playoff games. I gotta cook my Hot Pockets soon. Isn't your mom making them for you? Bringing them down to the basement? When she giving them to you on a paper plate or no? 3rd and 10 for Penn State on the Clemson 33-yard line. 3 wide to the bottom of the screen, 1 up top, shotgun, motion. Snap, back to throw. Looks right, throws right, caught, but tackled right away. Gain of about 1 yard. It's going to be 4th down. Will Penn State kick a field goal here with 5 seconds to go, or what will they do? Yep. Field goal attempt here coming up for Penn State with 5 seconds left to go in the half.
Me too.
Uh-oh. I wonder if Michigan will go back to dominating Ohio State now that they have their coach, or maybe Ohio State is a better program. We will see, says Nicholas DePerno. Here comes the kick from Penn State. A 49-yarder from the right hash. The kick is up. Looks good if it's long enough, and it is. And Penn State is going to go to halftime with a 6-3 lead, and the comment section is 0-1. 0-1. Comment section lost. Giant L for y'all. Giant L for the comment section. It was close, though. It was like 54% of the vote was on Clemson. So it was close. But the comment section takes another L. I think Michigan will be good. They got a pretty good coach. Lou, take Clemson on the money line. For the second half, gotta wait a minute or two for the line to come out before we can make the bet. What G5 team would you like added to the SEC? Oh, there you are. I was wondering what took you so long to get in here today, Alan. See you tomorrow, bud. I got under 48.5 and Clemson plus 3.5. Will Clemson fans storm the field if they either win or lose? No, they only do that at home games. You can't do that at somebody else's stadium. What playoff team this week would shock you the most if they lost? Ohio State. I mean, they're the biggest favorite for a reason. 20-14, your score. East Carolina up on Pitt. 14 minutes to go in the game. Pitt's got the game. Got the ball in their own 21. Pass complete across the 25, across the 30, close to a first down. I think he got it. He did get it. Going to be 1st and 10, Pitt. Is there an inside joke I missed on why that guy always asks that question? He's just a troll. It's going to storm and run the bases with Dabo. What? I'm going to storm and run the bases with Dabo like he's Reggie Jackson. Penn State coach said they got to get some broth in his troops at the half. Oh, warm them up, you mean? Miami and potentially Georgia are bad matchups for Ohio State. I don't like it. Hey, Lou, hope you and your family had a good Christmas. Hey, yeah, you too, GF Sport. We had a great Christmas. Great Christmas. I hope you did too, man. How much does Dabo make a year? I don't know, 12 or 13 million probably. That would be my guess. 12 or 13 million. The ACC is an FCS conference. No. I mean, they're the worst Power 4 conference, but they're not an FCS conference. What do you think about Oregon making the championship game? What do you mean? Do I think it could happen? It could happen, yeah. I'd rather have bad college football than no college football. Yeah, in 3 or 4 months, we'll be begging to watch a game like this when there's not any football on, you know? We'd be begging for a bad game like this in the middle of May when there's nothing going on. My brother Spencer got me a Team Asshole hat from you for Christmas. It was the best present I received. Well, welcome to the team, my man, and congratulations on being undefeated for the rest of your life. You'll never lose again. Oh, all right. Just a minute, just for a second, you gotta tell the people Merry Christmas, okay? You tell them, say Merry Christmas. You see how you tell them? You say Merry Christmas, everyone. You tell them Merry Christmas, everyone. Right? That's what you like to do. We know what you like to do, too. Yeah, tell everybody Merry Christmas. Who's the next big program coach to get bought out? Nobody this season. Have you ever been in New Orleans for Mardi Gras? No, and I wouldn't go. I love New Orleans, but I'm never going. I would never go for Mardi Gras. It's too crowded. I would never do that. Hit with the ball down 6, 11 minutes to go in the game. It's 20-14. A touchdown would give them the lead if they could convert the extra point. They are on the ECU side of the field here. Down near the 42, 43-yard line. 1st and 10. Shotgun for Pitt. Handoff. Gain of about 4 inside the 40 to the 38. 2nd down coming up now. The American is better than the ACC. Will the buyout at FSU be low enough for the coach to be on a real hot seat next year? He's been on the hot seat for years. I don't know what you mean be on the high. He's already on the high. He's been on the hot seat. I think you're confusing, I think, hot seat with being fired. You're asking, can they afford to fire him next year? I don't know. I have no idea. All we know is they can't afford to fire him now. I'm 2 hours from New Orleans and never go. I love New Orleans. Did you hit the Clemson bet? No, the comment section bet was Clemson. Oh, we were going to look at the second half line. Let's see what the second half number is. Somebody said take Clemson money line second half. It's a pick 'em. It's a pick 'em in the second half. Y'all want to take Clemson? All right. All right, we got Clemson to win the second half. They don't have to win the game. They just have to win the second half. So they have to win the game or lose by less than 3. My brother lives in Grand Bay. Never heard of that. I know you do, Jackpot. I know you do. I know you hate them, buddy. Lou Pitt had the worst ref robbery I've ever seen. I'm going to go to the Natty the year it's in Vegas. Hope my dogs make it, but as a college football fan, it would be cool either way. Yeah, I'm going too. Well, a bunch of us are going. That's next year. Next January. There's a bunch of us going. Usually we go after the national championship game. Like this year, we're going on January 24th. The national championship game is on Monday, January 19th. We all leave for Vegas on January 24th. But next year, we're going a week earlier so we can be out there for the national championship game. There's a bunch of us going. Lou, will you come to Tuscaloosa next year for Bama versus Georgia? No, I work every Saturday during the season. I wake up every day glad that I'm not in South Carolina. Yeah, I hear you there. Another troll. Probably the same troll, different account. So I get rid of that one too. New Orleans smells like shit. I've been 4 times, and every time I get there, it stinks. Well, Bourbon Street, yes, Bourbon Street does stink at night. The later it gets, the worse it smells on Bourbon Street. But that is true. But I haven't noticed that in the rest of New Orleans. Uh-oh, Pitt just threw an interception. Returned across midfield. Could be a pick six, 30, 20. Tackled at the 15. ECU's going to have the ball 1st and 10 at the Pitt 15. That's Pitt's 5th or 6th turnover at a game. Unbelievable. Unbelievably bad. East Carolina with a 6-point lead, 8:48 to go, and they're going to have the ball 1st and 10 at the Pitt 15. Where and when are the Slob Olympics? 2nd weekend of March, and it's in Nashville, Tennessee. Lou, am I stupid or do I live under a rock? Has there been a playoff format announced for 2026 yet? No. The deadline to announce a playoff format for next year is January 23rd. If they can't come to an agreement, then it's going to be the same next year as it was this year. If they don't agree on a new format, then next year will be the same format as this year. But they have till January 23rd to decide. What's up with these trolls? Do they have anything else to do? No. They don't. Lou, why give JMU credit for competing with Oregon? Because they didn't compete with Oregon. Miami's the only good ACC team. I mean, I think there's a couple of good teams in the ACC. I don't know that there's any great teams in the ACC, but it is the worst Power 4 conference this year for sure. Lou, give me my money back I sent you through Super Chat to my Cash App right now. No. Why would I do that? I hope playoff format is the same next year. Instead of rushing to add more teams, get it right with the current number before expanding. You all haven't watched but one Ohio State game if you think their line is an issue. Well, their right guard is an issue. I'll tell you that. He gets his ass whipped in every fucking game Ohio State plays. In order to win, you have to not lose. Dash Dabo. Thank you, Mio, for the super chat. Please stop mistreating Uncle Lou. Yeah. Please do that. Oh, okay. So somebody that's not even as good as the right guard will be playing right guard now. I'm sure that'll be sure that'll work out fine. Yeah, Happy New Year, buddy. How funny, entertaining do you think it would be for Bama and UJ to meet again in the Natty? Funny? I don't know there would be anything funny about it. I do think it would be an entertaining game. Notre Dame just announced they want a one-team playoff format and an auto bid. Yeah. What's up, Sven? Let me go refill my water before the second half comes back on. Is this good? How's that? This is good, right? I think so. I think so. I think so. Thank you for the super chat, but I don't feel like reading it. I'm eating right now. I'll read it later.
So, do you want a regular Coke or do you want?
Diet.
Okay, so you do
Yeah,
diet.
we're on that new routine.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. I hear that.
All right.
All right.
Get me one of each though.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper and
Yeah,
Mountain Dew.
Okay.
Both diet.
Anything else?
Yeah. I don't know where my wallet is.
I think it's on the basket.
All right, if it's not in there, let me know and I'll look for it.
Okay.
Hey. There's like $400 in it. Until I get paid on the first. I mean, I've got more money, but it's in savings, so the debit card won't be able to access that. But just so you know.
I'm just getting what I need, so that's it.
All right. Can't give Burgle no jalapeno chips, man. That's a bad idea. I love you, Berg, but I can't give you no jalapeno chips, dude. I can't give you no jalapeno chippers, dude. Damn, Brandon. Damn, Brandon. New York sucks, says Hector. All of it? You're talking about New York City or what? When was the last time you went there? What sucks about it? All right, second half, getting ready to start. Penn State will get the ball first. Too dirty, too many people, angry people. When's the last time you went there? How'd I lose my wrench? Man, I reset the wrenches like 4 or 5 weeks ago. That means you haven't been on the Patreon stream in a while. I reset the wrenches every couple of months and then hand them out on the Patreon stream. But when was that when I reset the wrenches, y'all? Y'all remember? That was a while ago. There's a Patreon stream today at 3:30 though. So just drop by, leave a comment, you'll get the wrench back. East Carolina settled for a field goal after that last Pitt turnover, so they're now up 23-14 with about 3.5 minutes to go. Pitt does have the ball down near the red zone, but they're down 2 possessions. It's a 9-point game. Penn State 2nd and 6 on their own 29. Snap. Handoff right up the middle. Has some room, fights forward, might be a first down. Looks like he's going to be a little short. Going to be 3rd and 1 now coming up for Penn State. I would never live in New York City, but I do like traveling there. Lou, can you put the score to Pitt game up? No. It's 23-14. I can't put them both up at the same time, so. The summer heat in the New York City subways is brutal. I've only been in there. I've only been there in the summertime once. We went last year. Well, this year, this past May, we went the end of May, the last week of May, and it wasn't that bad. But it was unusually cool while we were up there. Like the highs were only in the mid 70s while we were up there. Every other time I've been, it's been in the wintertime. I've been about 10 times, I guess. Pitt back to throw, down 9, tipped at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. Going to be 2nd and 10 now. They're on the ECU 11. Penn State with the ball. They're going to run a trick play. Running back wants to throw it. Incomplete. Penn State trying to trick play here early in the third quarter. They're up 6-3, but the pass was incomplete. Looks like Clemson is Clemson. What's up, UGA? There's good parts and bad parts to every town. Yeah. Facts. Pass complete. Looks to be just short of the first down. Inside the 3-yard line for Pitt. Coming up on the 2-minute warning there. Yeah, Happy New Year, buddy. Y'all are having a good time, I'm sure. Uh-oh, 1st and goal. Pitt sacked back at the 5. 2nd and goal now from the 5. They're reviewing that previous play in the Penn State Clemson game. Commercial break for the 2-minute warning in the Pitt game. Hey Lou, first time in Detroit, cool place. Have you been there? I think the U and Ohio State game is 27-17. Ohio State late touchdown puts it away. Gonna be a good one. I have not been to Detroit. The only place I've ever been in Michigan is I can't even remember the name of the town. It's an odd name. I think it might be an Indian name. My brother used to be in the Coast Guard, and for a while he was stationed at a Coast Guard base in northern Michigan, right on the lake. And I flew up there to visit him one time, but that's the only time I've ever spent in Michigan. And I can't remember the name of that town where maybe if there's anybody in here from Michigan, or maybe was in the Coast Guard. What is the name of that town? It has the Coast Guard base all the way up north by the lake. I can't remember the name of it. Lou, you ever been on a cruise? Yeah, I've been on 2 cruises. Yeah, 2 cruises. Wasn't Saginaw, wasn't Grayling. Let me see. I thought it was an Indian name or something. Yeah, I don't know. Any cruise suggestions? Yeah, go on one. That's my suggestion. Nate says it's Mackinac. That might be it. I really don't remember. Don't do Carnival. Carnival's the only cruise I've ever been on. I've been on 2 Carnival cruises. Those are the only 2 cruises I've been on. I'm going on another one in June, so that'll be my 3rd one. 3rd and 12 for Penn State. Still with a 3-point lead. 10:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. This is the first possession of the 2nd half. Pass complete behind the line of scrimmage. Tackled well short of the 1st down, though. Going to be 4th and about 4 now coming up for Penn State. Let's see what they do. Pitt now 2nd and goal with 2 minutes to go in the game. They're down 9. Back to throw. Under pressure. Steps up. Scrambles out to his left. Tackled after a gain of 2. Going to be 3rd and goal from the 2.5-yard line. I want to go on the cruise that goes north and you see the icebergs and the polar bear. Like an Alaskan cruise or something. Yeah, I got no interest in that at all. I'm not going on any cold weather cruise. Fuck that. Any cruise I go on is going to be the Caribbean. 3rd and goal. Pass into the end zone. Incomplete. Going to be 4th and goal. I want to go on a sex cruise. You can have sex on any cruise you go on, bud. Pitt's going to settle for a field goal here, which would make it a 1-possession game. Snap, hold, kick. It's good. 23-17. Probably looking at an onside kick coming up here. Are you streaming the Georgia Tech BYU game? If you are, is it on YouTube or Patreon? As stated on the bottom of the screen over and over and over again, BYU and Georgia Tech will be 3:30 on Patreon. And there's the link. I missed my chance with those girls that I talked to on the cruise, said Nate. Yeah, Nate, you blew it. You absolutely blew it, bud. Clemson will win this game. Penn State keeps giving. I hope so. We live bet Clemson to 2nd half. All right, let's see if Pitt does have all 3 timeouts remaining, but I'm assuming we're going to see an onside kick here with 1:23 to go in the game and then being down 6. There is the onside kick, and whistles before the kick blew it dead. Let me go put these chips up. I'll be right back. All right, Clemson with the ball back. Still down 6-3. Cade Klubnik keeps, gets around the corner and picks up about 5 or 6 yards. Second down coming up for Clemson. ECU has the ball with 1:22 to go. They need one timeout to win the game. I mean, they need one first down to win the game. Pitt's got 3 timeouts. They'll use them all here. But one first down will end it. Pitt uses their first timeout. Why is Pitt not taking a timeout? Okay, now they call it a timeout. They're probably going to have to put some time back on the clock there. 2nd and 5, Clemson. They're going to hand it off this time. Has a hole. Adam Randall looks to be about half a yard short. Should be 3rd and 1 now for Clemson. 3rd and 1. Lou, Clemson is just not a first half team or a second half team. Yeah, they've been a terrible team. First and second half for the majority of the year. No doubt about it. You're right about that one there. Handoff on 3rd and 1. They're going to pick up the first down. Barely, but new set of downs coming up for Clemson here up near the 45. Clemson, is this the same Pitt team that Notre Dame bragged about beating by 40? Yeah, it is. It is. Well, probably not, no. I don't know how many opt-outs there are in this game, but you know how the bowl season. It's probably not the same Pitt team. Did Clatt or Pate pick Clemson to win the Natty? Josh Pate picked Alabama, I believe, to win the Natty. I don't know who Joel Clatt picked. I had no idea. Second and 7 for Clemson. 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. 6-3 is the score. Back to throw. Complete to Adam Randall out of the backfield, but he's tackled for no gain. It's going to be 3rd and 7. Who do you like between Bama and Indiana? Indiana. Alabama to win the national title behind Georgia. How do you win the national title behind somebody else? You can't win the national title behind someone else. That would mean they won it, not you. Klubnik running for his life. Throws it up for grabs, but out of bounds. And it looks like some pass interference here, or holding or something downfield. But they might rule that ball uncatchable. I mean, it was thrown out of bounds. This will be interesting to see what they do here on this pass interference. Pass interference on Penn State, automatic first down. I'm kind of surprised they didn't rule this as uncatchable. Oh, well, he knocked him out of bounds. Okay, I see it now. Yeah, he knocked him out of bounds. Okay, I get it now. Good call. All right, first down, Clemson. You watched the UFL in the offseason? No. I might stream it on Patreon, but generally no. I stream on Patreon almost every weekend in the offseason, whatever's on. UFL, NBA, March Madness, the Master, whatever. Almost every weekend on Patreon, but generally the UFL, no. Really, it's just us talking college football for 3 hours while whatever sporting event is on. So maybe it's the UFL, maybe it's the NBA, maybe it's March Madness, maybe it's whatever it is, but we're just talking college football the whole time. Back to throw. Quarterback draw. Klubnik across the 40 to the 38. Gain of about 4. Brings up a third down now for Clemson, coming up on 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Still no touchdown scored in this game. Penn State with a 6-3 lead. And Clemson has also missed a field goal. But not a lot of offense at all in this one. Pitt now has the ball back with 50 seconds to go. Gain of 5 on first down and tackled inbound. So clock keeps running. Klubnik on 3rd and 7. We have whistles. And this is going to be a false start or an offsides. False start on Clemson. So instead of 3rd and 7, it's going to be 3rd and 12 now. I don't think Indiana or Ohio State will win it. Well, then you're picking Georgia then. Morning, Lou. I'm having to work today. Should that be illegal? 2 days after Christmas? I don't know about illegal. It does suck, though. I'm working today, too, though, right now. Yeah, 3rd and 12 now for Clemson. Klubnik back to throw. Incomplete. Gonna be 4th and 12. Taters will have to punt it away. There's an Alabama fan in the comment section bragging that they can't run the ball. That's a weird thing to brag about. You're working right now? Yes, working right now. Can we put in a new QB now, says Hufferbilly Slaw. Probably not, Slaw. Y'all probably going to ride or die with Klubnik here. You know the routine. You know the routine, my man. Clemson gets the punt away. Fair catch called and made at the 11. Penn State will have the ball backed up on their own 11 with a 3-point lead and 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Lou, are you going to watch the Missouri game tonight? I might watch some of it. I like Missouri to win. Missouri wins bowl games. Generally. What's up, Lou? Hope you had a good Christmas. Yeah, man. You too. We had a great Christmas. Thank you, man. We had a great Christmas. I hope you did too, man. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you and your family. You have a Josh Pate bobblehead? Why? That's the final score. East Carolina 23, Pitt 17. ECU gets the win over Pitt in the Go Bowling Military Bowl. That's a total of 40 points scored, which is less than 52. So I hit that one. I had under 52 points scored in that one. That's a winner. Pay Lou. Pay Lou. All right, let's see what we're going to do on these other games here. What do we got? What do we got? What do you say? What do you know? What do you say? What do you know? UConn and Army. That game's already on. I meant to bet. I was going to bet UConn. Let's see who's winning. No score. It just started. I'm going to live bet that maybe. I like UConn to beat Army. Is that dumb? Do I hate America or something if I bet against Army? Army's favored by 10.5. I'm going to take UConn plus 10.5. Live bet. Processing. Oh, shit. Now the bet didn't go through. They changed the line on me. Now it's only plus 8.5. That shit's a set. Live betting is a fucking scam, man. As soon as you find a good number and you go to bet it, it tells you they're changing the line. That's dog shit, man. As soon as I bet it, it dropped down to 8.5. Retarded shit, man. Now it's down to 7.5. I could have got it at 10.5 30 seconds ago. I'm just not going to bet it now. Both teams went 3 and out to start the game. I should just bet it on the money lines. What I should have some, let's see. I'm going to bet UConn at plus 250 to just win the game. $50. Well, now it dropped again, too. Now it dropped as soon as I... Live betting is such a scam. It shows the odds at plus 250. I go to bet it. It drops them to plus 235. I got it, though. $50 for UConn to beat Army. $50 to win 120. All right, let's see. What else today? What else today? NCAA foosball. Georgia Tech and BYU. BYU is favored by 3.5. I am going to bet BYU minus 2.5 in the first half. I am going to bet BYU minus 3 full game. And I'll leave it at that. All right, 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Penn State 6, Clemson 3. Guess we can put the Army game on over here since the Pitt game is over. UConn and Army. Penn State's got the ball. They're on their own 36-yard line. 1st and 10. They're going to play action pass. This one, throw over the middle, caught wide open across midfield. All the way down to the Clemson 45. Good play there from Penn State. They're in business on the right side of the field now. I'm going to tell everyone this is Riley's last game at Clemson, says Slaw. You think so? He was the savior when y'all hired him, bud. 1st and 10, Penn State keeps it on the ground, gain of 5. 2nd and 5 coming up for Penn State. If Clemson is this bad with offense, who's going to be the starting quarterback next year? They better get somebody out of the portal because they don't really have anybody there. I mean, they've got backup quarterbacks, but none that have played. Joseph Smith said Jesus will help BYU win. Joseph Smith was high on peyote and invented a religion. Oh, a little shovel pass from Penn State. Tricked Clemson that time. Gain of about 12 yards and another first down. Toss sweep from Penn State. Clemson was ready for that one. Loss of a yard back at the 30. 2nd and 11 coming up for Penn State. Still no score. Army and UConn. 10.5 minutes to go in the first quarter of that one. Army was about a 10-point favorite. We took UConn on the money line at plus 225. So need an upset here. Need an upset here. UConn with the ball. 3rd and 9 coming up for UConn. 2nd and 11 now for Penn State. Under center this time. I hadn't seen much of that lately. Another little shovel pass. This one Clemson was ready for. Goes nowhere. UConn keeps this one on the ground. Slides short of the first down. Tripped, really. Probably could have got the first down if he would have kept his footing. Instead, it's going to be 4th and 2. We'll see what they do here. Lou, do you see Dabo getting fired from Clemson this year? No. A handoff has a hole for Penn State. Gain of about 6 that time. That's going to bring up 4th down and about 5, though. Looks like another field goal opportunity here for Penn State. It's been nothing but field goals in this game. 6-3 to score. 2 field goals for Penn State, 1 for the Taters. 4th and 1, UConn's going to go for it. They hand it off, and they pick up the first down, and then some inside the 30, 25, 20, 15, all the way down to about the 13-yard line. Big play from UConn there. On 4th and 1, they gain about 30. And UConn's going to be in business in the red zone, 1st and 10. How many players opted out of this game? I have no idea. No idea. How long will Whittingham be at Michigan? 3 years? Maybe 4 if he does well. I mean, he's in his mid-60s. How long will Whittingham? We read that. Dabo said we got to win, not to lose. Yeah, a famous Dabo quote there. In order to win, you have to not lose. It's amazing. And UConn scores a touchdown. Takes the lead, 6-0. Here comes the extra point. Let's go. Come on, UConn. Snap, hold, kick is up and good, and UConn strikes first. They're up 7-0. Thoughts and prayers to anyone watching this garbage. Thoughts and prayers to anyone watching someone watch this garbage. Clemson has like 25 players or so either opted out or not playing. Probably Penn State too. Is this the worst bowl game ever? It is boring. Even winning at this point is a loss for Clemson. Damn, Slaw. Everybody keeps talking about firing a coach, but who would they hire? Lou, are you taking Oregon over Texas Tech? I think so. That's a hard one, but I'm probably going to end. I'm doing my prediction videos on Monday. I'm leaning Oregon in that one. Lou, which new coach do you feel will have the best season next year? Well, I think Lane Kiffin's a good coach and will probably succeed at LSU. I don't know. I'd have to go through there's a lot of new coaches. I'd have to sit down and think about that for a while. Maybe I'll do a video on that sometime in the next month or so. Lou, I'm turning this game off. Good luck. All right. Good morning, all. Live from the cantina. Cantina. What cantina you talking about, Willis? I bet on the Clemson kicker to hit 2 field goals. Oh, well, he's got one and missed one. Is Miami going after Raiola from Nebraska for next year's portal? I have no idea. He's in the portal. Isn't Lagway supposed to hit the portal too? Portal opens next week, so we'll find out for sure who all's hitting the portal next week. Here comes another field goal attempt for Penn State. 4th and 6. This is going to be about a 48-yarder. from the left hash. Just inside the left hash. Snap, hold, kick. Looks good. And it is. Penn State extends their lead. They are now up 9-3 over Clemson. Still a one-possession game, though. Lou, do you have a G5 derangement syndrome? No. I don't even know what that means. Lou, I'm back from my workout. Bama thinks they're blowing out Indiana. Why would Lagway go to Clemson? Big Ten about to be 5-0. When did you start caring about that? Last year when the Big Ten finally had the better conference than the SEC, or what? Because remember every year before that when you said it was stupid to talk about conferences? I'm leaning to Texas Tech in the championship game. This will be the final score, so I hope not. We need Clemson to score. UConn kicks off after taking a 7-0 lead against Army, 9-17 to go in the first quarter of that one. You should be an Ohio State fan only and not gaff about anyone else. Alabama fan that said that. I'm seeing Indiana fans talking about they're going to blow out Alabama. Adam Randall with a nice run for Clemson. One of their better runs of the day. First down for Taterman. Or was that the kickoff? Might have been the kickoff. Army game might be over in 2 hours. Is Notre Dame going to pay a price in recruiting for not playing a bowl game? No. Army with the ball now, down 7, 8:50 to go in the first quarter. Toss sweep. Gain of about 4 out to the 44. Is Notre Dame going to pay a price? Okay, yeah, no. They going 16 teams next year? That hasn't been decided. It's either going to be 12, 16, or 24. But the format for next year hasn't been decided. Taterman might need one of these gingerbread martinis. Ohio State gets paid also when Big Ten teams win. That's why postseason is important. Yeah, but when did you start thinking that, though? Because until last year, you all said that conference pride was retarded. So did you just start thinking that this year? If I want to see Mississippi State in the playoff, we need a 64-team format. Why can't they just put the 12 best teams in? 12 best teams according to who? There's no such thing as the 12 best teams. You've always thought that? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You used to tell SEC people they were stupid for bragging about how good the SEC was. Now you're doing it about the Big Ten. It's weird. It almost makes it seem like the only reason you thought it was stupid is because you knew the Big Ten wasn't as good as the SEC. And so you pretended that it was stupid to brag about conferences. But now that the Big Ten is better, you somehow rationalize it. That's what it seems like. $6:20 to go now in the first quarter. UConn still up 7-0 over Army. Army's got the ball in UConn territory at the 40. Back to throw. Rare pass from Army, going deep too. Has a man. Caught. Army with a touchdown pass. Look at that shit. Rare touchdown pass from Army is going to tie the game up at 7. They might as well do 32 teams if they do 24. The Big Ten is the only conference that wants 24. So the SEC wants 16. The Big Ten wants 24. If they're not able to agree, then it'll stay at 12. And they have till January 23rd to come to an agreement. If they can't come to an agreement by January 23rd, it'll stay the way it is. The SEC wants 16 teams, and they want a 5+11 model. 5 conference champions and 11 at large. The Big Ten wants a 24-team playoff where the SEC and the Big Ten are guaranteed 4 teams each. The SEC and the Big 12 are guaranteed 3 teams each. The group of 5 is guaranteed a team, and the rest is at large. The reason the Big Ten does not want to go to 16 and a 5+11 model is because they're worried that the SEC will get more teams in every single year in that model. Like if you look at the final playoff rankings for this year, the SEC is advocating for a 16-team playoff, 5+11. So 5 conference champions and then the next 11 highest ranked teams. If you had that this year, then in the playoffs for the SEC, you would have Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Alabama, Texas, and Vanderbilt. You'd have 7 SEC teams in. The Big Ten would have Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon, and that's it. USC is ranked 16th, but 5 conference champions. One of those conference champions would move to 16 and bump USC out. So you'd have 7 SEC teams and 3 Big Ten teams. If you went to a 16-team playoff, 7 SEC, 3 Big Ten. That's why the Big Ten doesn't want to go to 16 teams. Do you think Notre Dame favors 24? It doesn't matter what Notre Dame thinks or favors. The SEC and the Big Ten have complete control over the playoff structure. Does Penn State have the ball back already? Yep. Clemson's so bad on offense, I'd have missed a whole Clemson possession. They must have went 3 and out. Penn State's got the ball back, 2nd and 10 on their own 25. Still up 9-3. Gain of 2 on the ground is going to make it 3rd and 8. Yeah, the Big Ten's got more top 5 teams. The SEC has more top 15 teams. Uh-oh. Penn State, they're not going to catch him. First touchdown of the game. Penn State's going to take a big lead now over Clemson. It's going to be 15-3. The extra point's going to make it 16. And this one's just about over. I mean, Clemson's been dog shit all game. There's no way they score 2 touchdowns now in the 4th quarter. NBC ain't streaming the playoffs. It's Fox and ESPN who roll the dices. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Of course, Fox doesn't show the playoffs either. Only ESPN. ESPN owns the playoffs. They lease 2 of the games out to TNT. But the playoffs were up for bid. Every network bid on the playoffs, and ESPN had the highest bid. That's why the playoffs aren't on ESPN, because ESPN created the playoffs. The playoffs were created. It was an open bid to televise it, and ESPN had the highest bid. That's why the playoffs are on ESPN. Clemson is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Who's here? Who's here? Bird, who's here? Ladies back from the grocery store. That was what all the barking and carrying on out there was. So I'm happy to report that the lady has successfully returned from the grocery store. Still tied at 7 in this Yukon Army game. Let the offseason begin for us. This game is over, says Cool John. Yeah, this is not good for Clemson at all. They're getting embarrassed by a bad Penn State team. Hurricanes and their fans are only good at one thing, and that's blowing. UConn should just stick to men's and women's basketball. Well, UConn beat the ACC champion this season in football. They're 9-3. What's Ohio State's record versus the SEC? Something like 5-13 or something like that in the postseason. Yeah, all time the SEC owns Ohio State. Should Missouri go back to the Big 12? Why would they do that? Why would anybody leave the SEC to go back to the Big 12? Why would you do that? No, that's not going to happen. Third and 10 for UConn. Pass complete, but tackled short of the first down. Going to be 4th and about 4. Big Ten fans talk mad shit for being mediocre. Clemson wants to storm every field. Mizzou has been a better SEC program than A&M. All right, UConn's going to be punting the ball away, tied at 7. 2:45 to go in the first quarter. And they are lined up to kick it away here. They better hurry. 4 seconds on the play clock. Delay a game. I hope Georgia Tech has their rings ready to give out for another successful season. Yeah, they did do that last year. Georgia Tech did give their team rings after last season when they didn't win anything. Miami has given up less points than Ohio State in their last 5 games. Clemson just dropped another wide open pass. I mean, wide open, would have been a first down, and just dropped it. Army with a fair catch at the 22. They will have the ball back, tied at 7 with 2:24 to go in the first quarter. This Clemson team is horrifically bad. Horrifically bad. That's got to be 4 or 5 drops for Clemson in this game. 3rd and 4 now, just across their own 40. They're down 12, 15-3. Klubnik quarterback draw. Puts his head down but does not get the first down. Comes up 2 yards short. Going to be 4th and 2. Probably got to go for it. Yeah, Clemson sucks for real. And they are going to go for it. 4th and 2 on their own 48-yard line. Empty backfield. Klubnik rolls left. Throws. Caught. First down. Barely, but first down across the 45. Clemson needs to use the transfer portal in a bad way. In a real bad way. Sven has posted the Patreon link and is asking everyone to join the Retard Army. Great idea. Great idea. We'll be streaming the BYU Georgia Tech game over on Patreon at 3:30. So if y'all want to hang out and watch that one, click that link that he just posted there. Get yourself signed up. Get yourself a late Christmas present. It's $10 a month, but don't worry, it's the best $10 you've ever spent. Of that, there is very little doubt. Very little doubt. Army wants to throw again here on first down. Pass complete behind the line of scrimmage. Can't get anywhere, though. No gain. 2nd and 10 coming up for Army. Still tied at 7. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Clemson with a 1st and 10 here. 10.5 minutes to go in the game. They're down 12. They need 2 touchdowns to get back in the game. SEC used to say teams from other conferences would be 500 teams if they joined the SEC. Now we have Texas, Oklahoma, and Texas A&M says that was a lie. Texas A&M joined the SEC 12 years ago. They've never made the SEC title game. Neither has Texas. Or Texas has one time, but lost. Oklahoma's never made it. Missouri's never made it. No, Missouri did make it one time and lost. Yeah, so in 12 years, between Texas A&M and Missouri, who've been in the league for 12 years, between the two of them, there's one conference championship game, and it was a loss. Texas and Oklahoma, who joined 2 years ago, have made it one time and lost. But yeah, you might be onto something there. Meanwhile, Oregon, first year in the Big Ten, what happened? Undefeated and won the conference championship, 13-0. Including a win over Ohio State. Now, West Coast. The West Coast runs the Big Ten. Damn. Now, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, man. You let the West Coast join the Big Ten. In their first year there, they ran it. Undefeated. I thought A&M made one conference championship game. No, they never made it. Missouri made one back in like 2014 or something like that, and got beat. That's got to be. They're not called. That's not pass interference on Penn State. That's got to be pass. How do they not call that? Guy didn't even turn around and look for the ball. Or did they call that? I guess they did call it. Okay. I thought they didn't call it. Pass complete behind the line of scrimmage for Clemson inside the 10. Out of bounds at the 6. It's going to be 2nd and 1 at the 6-yard line. 9.5 minutes to go. This is the best drive of the game here for Clemson. First time they've been down here. Alabama's going to beat the Big Ten champs to death. I don't know. I mean, I think Alabama might win the game, but I don't know about beat them to death. I think Indiana's pretty good. At this point in the season, should Bama sit Ryan Williams? No. They're not going to sit Ryan Williams. I mean, that doesn't mean those other 3 guys you named can't play. But they're not going to... I mean, teams play... I mean, some teams play 7 or 8 different wide receivers in a game. There's no reason those 3 guys can't play. If they're not playing, it's because they're not any good. Clemson close to the... did they get in? Touchdown. All right. Here we go. We got us a game. Clemson finally manages to get into the end zone here with about 8:47 to go. Adam Randall was stopped at the 1, but he reached the ball out, and it did break the plane. That's the right call. Touchdown, Clemson. Plenty of time left. Is Ohio State going to get past Miami? I'm probably going to pick Ohio State to win that one, yeah. Will they? I don't know. I'm probably going to pick Ohio State, though. I mean, they're a significant favorite, Ohio State. Ohio State's a bigger favorite over Miami than any other playoff game that, in round 2. They're a 9 or a 10-point favorite, depending on where you look. Georgia's about a 7-point favorite. Indiana's about a 7-point favorite. And Oregon is about a 3-point favorite. Why are people complaining about blowouts in the playoffs? Because they don't like to watch blowouts. It all depends on good or bad Ryan Day showing up. Lou, I took my ECU Pirates in the points next year against... I don't have any idea about anything for next year. Let me go pee. I'll be right back. What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing? Are you being a good girl? Are you hanging out watching some football? Huh? We hanging out watching the game today?
Yeah, you're a good girl, Burger. Good girl, Burger. I'm taking Bama plus the 6. All right, still tied at 7. UConn and Army. Second quarter underway. Army with the ball just across midfield. They're going to keep it on the ground down to around the 45. All tied at 7 in that one. Did y'all get a dog? We've always had it. Honestly, I think Bama wins. Have you bet any of the playoff games already? No. How do Ohio State fans keep sending chats despite drooling all over their wireless keyboard? 2nd and 8 now for Army. Tied at 7. Back to throw. Nope. Quarterback draw. Going to be about a yard, maybe 2 short of the first down. 3rd and short coming up for Army. 13:20 to go in the first half. Tied at 7 with UConn. handoff right up the middle. Fumble! Recovered by UConn. Let's go. Let's go. Army turns it over on 4th down. UConn jumps on it. 12:55 to go in the first half. All tied at 7 there. Are you streaming the Pop-Tart Bowl? I don't know the names of the bowl games. You'll have to ask me who's playing. Damn, Paul. You look at that place. Ryan Day will fix their offense before the Cotton Bowl. I think Bama would beat Oklahoma. I didn't think Bama would beat Oklahoma. Tech, Bama, UJ, Miami will be in the semis. Why isn't Pete live streaming this game? I have no idea. Who walks who in this relationship? Woo. Average Georgia fan's family tree is a circle. As a Bama fan, I feel very confident versus Indiana. Don't ask me why. If FSU has enough players to field a team next year, I'll be impressed. Who is your wife, Filipina? I don't have a wife. Yeah, it is a Christmas miracle that Clemson scored. We got us a game here. How you doing?
Good. Clemson losing?
Yeah, but they just scored.
Oh.
I missed it finally. It's the first touchdown they scored all day, but 8:47 to go. They're down 5. The other team's got the ball, though, but they're back in it now after that touchdown.
Oh, yeah. There's still enough time to go.
Bama will play FSU in Tuscaloosa. Lou doesn't need anyone telling him what to do. Yeah, the problem is there's a lot of people in here can't read, but it clearly says at the top of the screen not to tell me what to do. Lou, will you throw the NFL games on the other TV? There aren't any NFL games on, are there? Yeah, there's no NFL games on right now. One comes on at 4:30 and one comes on at 8. So yeah, yes, I will turn the NFL game on at 4:30. Well, there's 2 today, one at 4:30 and one at 8, but none of them are on right now. Houston and the Chargers at 4:30, Baltimore and Green Bay at 8. Indiana has 2 wins over top 5 teams. No one else has better wins. That's a fact. Second and 11 for Penn State. Clemson defense needs to stop here, try to get their ball back. They are going to play action, step up, throw, caught, but only a gain of about 3. And it's going to be 3rd and 8 now coming up for Penn State with 7 minutes to go in the game. Clemson needs the ball back, down 5.
It looks cold where they're playing.
This one?
Yes.
They're in New York.
Oh.
Yankee Stadium, I think. Army and UConn still tied at 7. UConn's got the ball after that Army fumble a few minutes ago. 12:40 to go in the first half. Second and 7 now for UConn. Clemson took a timeout. on 3rd and 7 for Penn State. Shotgun for UConn on 2nd and 7. Quarterback draw, gets loose. And he's going to have a first down across midfield to the 49 of Army. Did you take BYU? Yes, I did take BYU. I did take BYU. We'll be streaming the BYU Georgia Tech game on Patreon as soon as this Clemson game ends. There's the link to the Patreon page right there. Get yourself signed up, hang out, and watch BYU Georgia Tech with us. 7:07 to go. Penn State, 3rd and 7, and now they're going to take a timeout. So back-to-back timeouts in the Penn State-Clemson games, giving us this delay there. 1st and 10 for UConn, just across midfield, tied with Army at 7. They're going to hand it off this time. Nowhere to go. Barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Who's texting me now? I'm working.
Not me.
Well, Penn State picks up a first down on that 3rd and 7. A long pass play, wide open on a deep crossing route all the way down inside the 30. Clemson had some momentum there and a chance to get the ball back on 3rd and long.
And they blew it.
And they absolutely blew it. Absolutely blew it.
They blew it. What's going on with Clemson, Paul?
Absolutely blew it. First and 10. They're going to hand it off. Right up the middle, nowhere to go. 2nd and 10 coming up for Penn State. 4th down coming up for UConn. Still tied at 7 with Army. 9.5 minutes to go in the first half of that one. Clemson loves an open backfield.
You know, I'm not one to be superstitious in any kind of way, but it does seem like Clemson was asked this year since Billy Paul moved in CC.
That has to be what it is. Clemson, or Penn State down now inside the 20. Clemson looks like a dominant high school team. Damn. Are you saying Paul's mail order roommate is causing all of this? I would, yeah, of course we are. Tell you what? Bye. Go back to TigerNet and complain about how shitty Clemson is. You just permanently lost all your LouTube privileges there. Thank you for the super chat. Says, I'll be at the Natty this year and next love to see you. I'm not going to the Natty this year. I don't know if I'm going to the Natty game next year, but I'll be in Vegas next year during the Natty game, which is in Vegas. Stay in touch. We'll hang out. I'll be there for a week during the national title game next year. First and 10 for Penn State with 5 minutes to go. Back to throw over the middle, wide open. Nobody near him. Caught, touchdown
Okay.
Penn State, and it's going to be back to a 2-score game here. Clemson fans are down bad right now. Talking dumb shit in the comment section and getting themselves permanently booted from LouTube because they're losing a bowl game to Penn State that nobody's watching. That's embarrassing for that person that did that. That's absolutely embarrassing for that idiot that typed that. He's been a Clemson fan his whole life. You'd think he'd be used to being a worthless sack of shit, but apparently he's not. Here comes the extra point for Penn State. And it's good. He said, tell that whore sitting behind you to shut her mouth. Dubu was root. No. Dubu couldn't have been more rang. He was nowhere near root. Clemson first 6-loss season since 2010. In person? No. Guy hasn't left his zip code in decades. What happened to Octavian? Nothing that I know of.
He was in the comments earlier.
Yeah, he's still around.
Yeah.
Defensive battle in this one, UConn Army game too. Tied at 7 with 8:45 to go in the first half. Army's backed up near their own 5-yard line. Well, the 8-yard, inside the 10 around the 8. 2nd and 11 coming up now for Army from their own 8. Oklahoma versus Bama game felt rigged. What? Quarterback draw for Army only picks up a couple of yards out to the 12. 3rd and long coming up now for Army. If you lose to Syracuse and Duke in the same season, I don't know what to say. Hopefully Buster Faulkner sucks without Haynes King. He sucked with Haynes King. I don't understand the infatuation with Buster Faulkner. I don't think Haynes King running the ball 4 yards at a time is some sort of revolutionary offense. Army did pick up that first down, but now on first down goes nowhere. 2nd and 10. Clemson with the ball back, but only 4:56 to go. Running out of time for the Taters, down 22-10 against lowly Penn State. Both these teams were in the playoffs last year. Yes, they were. Later, Lou, got to go do grandpa stuff. All right, buddy. Appreciate you hanging out today. My Clemson Tigers are a dumpster fire. No offense intended to dumpsters or fire. Dang. Is that bad, huh?
See, even Clemson fans know. Well, some of them.
Uh-oh. Here's a big play from Clemson to their tight end right over the middle, breaks a tackle, gains about 30 across midfield to the 47. You know the thing about Clemson?
They don't give up.
They won't give up.
They don't give up.
Yeah, you say what you want, man. These Clemson boy, they try to the very end, don't they?
Yeah, you got to pat them on their little peanut heads.
You really do. They just keep trying over and over again. Klubnik tried to throw an interception. That's the third interception he's tried to throw that Penn State dropped. Army's got a good drive going here. Started inside their own 10-yard line. They're up to the 38 now. 1st and 10. Quarterback keeps for a gain of 3. Klubnik making a bunch of weird hand signals. Now he's ready on 2nd and 10 with 4:25 to go. Back to throw. Sacked.
Oh.
A loss of about 7. I know Clemson fans happy to see Cade gone. I wonder if Clemson will use the portal more. They need to. I mean, they're not. The thing is, this was supposed to be their year too. Like next year was supposed to be the rebuilding year. So if they don't go to the portal, they're gonna be worse next year than they were this year.
Oh.
There's a first down pass to the 35. Another first down for Clemson, but 3:45 and the clock's ticking. They got to hurry. And they don't know what they're doing, so they've already used 2 timeouts. So if they score, we're definitely looking at an onside kick situation. A handoff gains 4. I don't know about running the ball down 2 scores with 3:20 to go and only 1 timeout. I don't know how good of an idea that is. Back to throw. Klubnik runs 20 yards backwards, throws to Randall behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 5.
Jesus Christ.
3rd and... You got to be 3rd and 10. 3rd and 11. $2:40 to go. Clemson down 12. Back to throw. Over the middle. Incomplete. 4th and 11 coming up. Last ditch effort here for Clemson coming up on 4th and 11. If they don't pick up this first down, we're going to shut it down. And I'll be back on at 3:30, which is 10 minutes from now, for BYU and Georgia Tech. But remember, that'll be on Patreon. There's the link to the Patreon page. We'll be streaming Georgia Tech BYU at 3:30 on Patreon. Can I get a Go Jackets, Lou? No. Army scored. That was a 95-yard touchdown drive by Army. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Here comes the extra point. It's good. 14-7. Army has retaken the lead. Cade Klubnik just gets sacked again. Cade Klubnik's favorite thing to do is hold on to the ball and not throw it out. You would think a third-year starter would have more awareness. Throw the ball away. Get it out of bounds. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10's way better than 2nd and whatever the fuck. He takes way too many sacks. And they're running out of time now. But here we go. 2:29 to go. 22-10 is the score. Clemson down 12. And Penn State's got the ball. 1st and 10. So that's it. It's game over. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Take about a 4-minute break. And then I'll be right back on for BYU and Georgia Tech over on over on Patreon. So I'll see y'all over there.